Oh my god! Tell me more.
You're a weirdo.
You don't like the way I relieve myself vocally, nerdy.
No.
I'll try to work on my sound.
Try to work on yourself. Did you I like the Mario freestyle. I came in a little late. I got a little sidetracked.
Oh, for real, dude?
back
That was really just a
20
joke,
minutes
though.
later. Yeah. I know, bro. You're rapping.
Oh, okay.
over
You liked it as a
fucking Super
joke? Yeah,
Mario.
yeah. No, that shit was funny. I thought so too. Like when it's not, I would tell myself, "Oh, that wasn't funny. I'm not gonna do that again." But yeah, that means I'm right to myself. Cool. Thanks for telling me.
Fucking goon, dude.
No, I was just having fun. Like, I try to make it sound as dumb as possible to get you to say that to me. Hopefully, or someone. Yeah, that's the exact reaction.
When you're rapping over a Mario theme song, it's usually
give me 1 second. I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what were y'all talking about before I got here?
I'm talking about Goliath's mom.
Oh yeah, she's great, dude. You know what I mean? Like she does everything from like fucking on the ceiling, from ropes and bondage, all that shit. You know what I mean? She likes all that kinky shit with the enslaved, like
BDSM.
setting. What? That's why he's into hip hop. He saw his mom in a BDSM cage one day in his basement. Like he found like a sex dungeon. Goliath will tell you. You should just ask him.
That's what clicked for this is hip hop. He's like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. I want to get into hip hop
because I want to have as much fun as my mom does with my dad in the basement. And then the teacher will probably be like, "Oh yeah, what do they do in the basement?" And then he tells her, and she goes, "You're not supposed to know any of that. We have that on the weekends." It's
hey,
supposed
I
to
got
be
a serious question.
A little bit.
I got a serious question for you.
Yeah.
You do the music shit, right? I mean, you do stand up and shit, but you do the music shit too, right?
Yeah. Why?
What would your advice be in terms of like connecting with a producer that, and like vetting a producer, like meeting with a few different producers, seeing who you kind of like any insights on that in terms of matching with someone and like what that process looks like, or any advice you'd have for that?
Well, what state you in?
I'm in Illinois.
Yeah, you definitely. I mean, yeah, Illinois has I heard like a good comedy scene. Wait, Illinois is up north, right? Not south.
Yeah, it's up north.
All right, no, I was thinking of Louisiana. All right, yeah, I mean, I've never been to the northern states much, except for like Chicago, so I wouldn't know. You could probably go. Is it close to Chicago? You should probably just visit Chicago and just try to do stand up there.
No, I'm not talking about stand up, bro. I'm talking about music.
Oh, music, bro. If you live in Illinois, you probably have a better chance at like becoming a rock band member or something. They don't like hip hop in Illinois, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure there are like a small select group of people that like attend shows, but I don't ever hear of like artists performing in Illinois. I don't know. Like who's out of Illinois? Like off the top of your head, that's like, an OG in the game.
Bob Smooves.
Never heard of him, bro. You see, like,
yeah, he's cold. He's cold, dude.
That shit gotta change. But dude, that's your niche right there. If you're from Illinois and nobody is famous from Illinois, bro, you can take over the map and nobody will compete with you. Like everybody will go to your shows instead of whoever fucking else pops up doing rap. Because you're the only one rapping in Illinois.
I was just more along the lines of like, if I was like talking to 3 different producers, like if there was any insights you have in terms of just like connecting with, because you got a guy, right? Or you work with somebody, right?
Dude, I just emailed this group. I mean, they won't work with me because like Young M.A kind of messed up like my set, and she just like started performing when I was supposed to perform, and like they didn't want me to perform, so they just like took my money and like scheduled me for when she was gonna go on or something. I don't know, like why, what the hell happened. But when I try to email them, they wouldn't give me my money back, and then like I'm like, yo, what the hell, like that's messed up, and they wouldn't answer me back. And then I told them like, oh, I'm gonna sue you. And then like after that, definitely like she's not gonna help me. Like I mean, I was kind of just saying that shit to scare them. Like I lost
Wait,
the fucking money,
you said a
but whatever.
show?
Yeah,
This-
it was like, dude, you think like what Rick Ross is saying is no joke, bro. Like your idols become your rivals. You gotta watch out just because you like these people that like whose music that made you like listen to their shit, and like it doesn't mean that they're good people, bro. Like a lot of these rappers are shysters, bro. Like they just take your money and run. Like I bet you if Eminem had the chance to like take $5,000 from you and like forget who the fuck you are, he would, bro. Like, although he's probably like not, because he's like way richer than like Young M.A is. So like she probably is like more prone to doing shit like that because she's still fucking broke. Like, but I'm sure like if Eminem was just starting out and nobody knew who the fuck he was, bro, and like he knew like one day he's gonna be as famous as he is now, like he would probably do that shit to you. Like I guarantee.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of shady shit.
I hate that shit, dude. Like that's why I don't make like I was gonna post my music on Spotify and all this, but then I started reconsidering it because when I posted my mixtape that like I took beats like from other people and stuff, but they let me post it anyway, and I was actually making like some money in it, and like I made like $50 like the first year or whatever. But then I took it down because I was just getting so much attention from people on the street. People were like asking me who the fuck I was because I was still living in Harlem, and like it was just too much attention. I was getting robbed like left and right, dude. Like it was just. This is before I even did like shows. Like after I started doing shows, it got even worse.
Yeah, because people's, you started to get notoriety, and then people are like, "I'm gonna take money."
Oh, and it's you think it's better because you're like more successful now. Like, oh, you'll get more respect. Nope, there is no respect in hip hop, bro. Like even Eminem to this day is getting shit on by people. Like he like why would anybody, right? Because he's so successful. He got the stripes. He earned the stripes for people to leave him the fuck alone. But people still talk shit about him, even in podcast episodes, and like they'll take shots at him for no fucking reason just to get clout. Like. Like, are you willing to put up with that shit if you ever get to that famous of a level? Like, I don't know. That's I started considering all that. But recently, I've been over it because I got off the drugs, dude. And like, I think that's really what was stopping me was like I was just thinking too much because I was trying to use drugs to like control, like not wanting to feel that way, but it's just like feeling that way about the industry and like crossing over that hurdle of just thinking like, oh, this sucks. Like, why would I want to, devote all my time to become successful at this shit if nobody's even going to respect me for it, even when I make it to the top, right? And
Yeah, I hear you.
just so you know, I'm recording all this shit. I started recording because I thought it was funny that I was like trolling you in the beginning. This would be a good talk for anybody else to know too. Like if they're from like some smaller part of the area in the country that like doesn't have too much of a hip hop scene, I guess. Probably helpful. I should include this in there.
I was just more interested in like your personal experiences because I know that there's a lot of shit that goes on, and I didn't know if you had any like, insight from the personal. I mean, obviously it sounds like you do, but
that's if you're in the city, dude. In the city, it's like people. It's like a revolving door. They don't care who the fuck walks in and walks out. So I mean, where you live, it'll be a lot safer in terms of like walking into people like that'll like handle your business wrong. But you just can't put up with the shit. Like, dude, Eminem got his mic taken from him when he was trying to perform at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, where I used to live around. Like, and after I figured that out, dude, I was like, all right, I'm gonna expect this shit to happen. So I was kind of more prepared. So that's why I kept going with it to perform with like the artists that I did with. So that's the only thing that kept like my drive to want to continue doing rap, bro.
So are you trying to make it in like because you're in the comedy scene more than the music scene, right?
Yeah, I kind of started like when I started noticing like all the negativity I would get from like hip hop, like that's why I started doing comedy because like I it was like an outlet to like escape from all the like fucking evil of rap music and the industry and shit like that. Because there's a lot of evil, bro, in the rap industry, dude. I one time, you know what's crazy? I walked into the Masonic Hall with the gold doors in New York on 23rd Street. If you ever visited the city, but anyway, they told me, they're like, oh, what are you planning on? What's your career path that you're trying to accomplish and stuff? And I'm like, well, I want to be a rapper, but I don't know about too much of like. I see a lot of problems in the industry and stuff. And the Masonic dude in the library, he tells me, he's like, well, you're in the most difficult industry, like, to be in at all. Out of anything you could do, he goes, like, first of all, you being white, and this is like a black Freemason, I think it was telling me this shit. It was like he was like a properly dressed, like he looked like he went to Harvard or something, and this black dude, and he's telling me this shit, and I'm like, what do you really mean by that? Like, and it took me like a decade to understand by going through all the ups and downs of like losing my money, getting robbed, like fucking shitted on by people on the stage. Like I would even like throw money off the stage, and people would even talk shit to me after I threw free money off the stage, dude. They were like, some dudes wanted to fight me. They were like, yo, what the fuck? Don't stop throwing money at me. We're not some strippers, bro. What the fuck? Yo, you need to get downstage, man. We're gonna talk. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, shit like that,
Yeah.
dude. And I'm like, I don't even know if they're just trolling me. So then, like, once I started like standing up for myself and like just talking back to these motherfuckers, like, and like cops would like just always be around me, like no matter where I go. Sometimes that I ignore them, like, and I say whatever the fuck I want, and they don't do anything back because they know they're like, oh, he's probably just a CI. He was working with the police and shit. Like, well, what the fuck do you expect? Who do you think LL Cool J is on TV? He's a cop. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck you think Ice Cube is in all these movies? He's a cop. Who the fuck you think Ice-T is after he made rap songs? He's a cop. Like, what? Like, you want to test that theory, bro? Like, you're stupid if you think, like, what? Like, first of all, I'm not. But if I am, and you're trying to talk back to me and shit, like, I could. What if I am when I pull out fucking handcuffs and I put you and I go, yo, hands behind your back, dumbass. You know? Like these motherfuckers, they can't even hold their temper, bro. Like the next guy, like, all right, I'm not a cop when you talk to me trying to piss me off, and like you might have thought so. That's why you didn't do anything funny. But now the next guy who talks to you like a wigger, like or whatever the fuck you think I'm like cultural appropriating your fucking genre of music or whatever the fuck motherfuckers think about me. You know, like that dude might be a cop who doesn't make rap songs, and he will just be like, you're being like chaotic. I need to arrest you. You know, like.
Yeah.
So like that.
I hear you.
That's why, like, even though it bothers me that like cops are around me, like sometimes, like whenever I go to like a black neighborhood or some shit like that, like I can't lose my tail off them and shit. Like it doesn't bother me because I know like they're not there to like get me. They're there to get whoever the fuck is trying to start some funny business, like talking shit with me or like violence or whatever. Because like there's always the motherfuckers. Huh?
You do this full time? This is like your gig?
Yeah, but once you get to like enough like stages, especially in the city, like the reason they say like once you make it here, you can make it anywhere is because like once you're on stage, dude, like a lot of cops go to these bars, so that's why like if they know like you're generally a good dude that doesn't cause trouble and shit, and you're just trying to make it and like make a name for yourself, like they'll help you once they see some messed up shit happening around you, like. A lot of times they ain't there though. To be honest, they're not there when you need them, bro. To be honest, but at least like they're not there to mess with you, and they're there to like even people like Cat Williams, bro. Like people, he needs bouncers at his shows, dude. The motherfucker's so famous, dude. Yo, Chris Rock even needs bouncers from the celebrities, bro. He can't even he thought he needed to protect himself from civilians like walking up to him doing funny shit. Now he got his own people, Will Smith, doing that shit. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that was fucked,
bro. And they're like at the pinnacle of being famous, like of what, like of the most, like they could never do another go to another audition and they could be satisfied with their entire life of what they did based on all the work that they've done. You know what I mean? And they're still putting up with that shit. So it's like, yeah, man, it's a give and take, bro. It's like, do you want that type of success? Are you willing to pay the price? Like, Eminem always says, like, be careful what you wish for types. What's that fucking song he has? It's true, dude. I mean,
I've always liked to be behind the scenes. I don't want to have a face. I don't want to be like, I've never wanted to be like famous by any means. I've always wanted to just do stuff behind the scenes because I just find it's not because of all the shit that you mentioned, to be honest, because that just comes with it. That's like inevitable, but it's more like the genuine interactions people have.
I mean,
it's totally different.
Quite contrary to like how I felt was like I actually did want to be famous because I thought it would like bring me more girls and dates and shit. But then I realized like what else comes with that is like a lot of girls actually like will think you're a douchebag because you're famous. So it actually can work against you too, like it has for me. Like one time, this girl I met, in college, like she was basically like my friend's girlfriend's sister, and she met Chris Brown, and she said he was like a total douchebag because he tried to sleep with her, and I'm like, well, what the fuck else do you want him to do? He's a man and you're a woman. Do you want him to act gay and married? Like he's not trying to pick you up because you're not hot or something? Like she was a hot Asian chick, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want him to do? Like just stare at you like you're in a zoo? Be like, oh, I wish I could have that piece of ass. Like, no, he's gonna try to talk to you and try to pick you up. He's gonna say something to you to get you to become horny and fucking get laid with him. That's what he's gonna try to do. Like, what do you? And I'm like,
Yeah, fair.
damn. Like, Chris Rock doesn't sound like a bad guy to me, but to her, he was for no fucking reason. Like, so maybe it's better that nobody knows who the fuck you are. Like, because then girls will like respect you more. You know. Maybe it's
Yeah.
better you have like a quiet career in finance or whatever the fuck, like, or you're just an author of like, or you're just some Amazon seller who got super filthy rich and shit, like, because you don't have to put up with all that shit, but you can still get paid as much as everybody else. And a lot of time, these people that do get rich off of just building businesses are a lot richer than artists are, dude. Like, it's a struggling business. Like, I'm glad I'm also like in the acting industry because they told me one thing. They were like, you can't just be an actor. Like, they told me that shit early. They're like, you have to have another career choice. You can't make this your priority, no matter what, no matter how passionate you are about it. You can't make it your priority because you'll never succeed doing it. Because if you're not making money for yourself and like you make sure you're like fit and fed, like you're not going to feel comfortable moving forward in the industry because you're always going to constantly be chasing your own tail trying to support yourself. So it's like
Yeah,
that's step
there's a
one.
fine balance. There's
Yeah.
a fine balance with it for sure. I agree with that completely.
So like a lot of people that become actors, what they don't know is a lot of these roles they take. Like let's say like somebody you've seen like a show about finance, like somebody will be an actor in finance. They'll be an actual like financial banker in real life with the role they're playing. And I didn't know that shit. I thought like actors are just actors. They're just people that act like like if they're in a banking role, they act like they're bankers, but they're not bankers in real life. Like, no, they are. Like, or people that act like doctors, a lot of them are actual doctors in real life that just became actors. Shit like that. Because they'll also need the
Yeah.
knowledge of the people that they're trying to portray on screen, so it makes them more real too. But unless somebody's already like super famous and like you know they're good at their skill of acting, like it could be Al Pacino could play any fucking role. He'll do great at it.
Yeah, fact.
Like he doesn't have to be a doctor to play a doctor very well. Like because everybody already knows who he is. They know what to expect from him. They know he got skill. Like they know they're not going to be watching the screen and going, "Oh, this scene's boring." Like like that shit. When that starts happening, like people don't want to work with you.
Have you ever tried to go and kill Tony?
I met like a lot of the people that were on Kill Tony. Like I met Hans in real life and shit. Like I would do sets with Hans.
Really?
At the Creek in the Cave. Like I didn't, I knew when I met him because he was funny, dude. That like one day he's gonna be famous because like this dude would literally sleep in a van until he got noticed. And like I was trying to do that shit, but eventually I went back to a crib, bro. I was like, I can't do this shit. Like, sometimes that's what it takes because like even what do you call her name? Halle Berry did that shit. I think even Louis C.K. slept in his fucking car all for just like a year or some shit like that. Like there were plenty of sleep. I think even Robert De Niro was like sleeping in his car once.
See, I could do that.
Jim Carrey did
I
too.
wouldn't have an
They're worth millions now.
Yeah. Oh shit. They used to be janitors, man. They used to be fucking sleep. Their whole family was sleeping in cars or sleeping in a car.
Or Rick Ross. What were you gonna say though?
It's the fame thing. Like I just love writing, and like it's crazy, but like in hip hop or rap and like the overlap when it comes to like writing or delivery, like there is a ton of overlap when it comes to like comedy writing and like writing like a bit. What's the longest, but like how much material could you put up? Like if you went on stage tonight, like what's the longest set you've done?
Well, I mean, if they gave me like 10 minutes to talk, I'd probably take the full 10 minutes until I stop talking. Because like making rap songs, it stretches into a comedy. Like I was just like before I started talking with y'all, I was listening to Bill Burr for a bit, and this dude literally he could become a rapper. Like this dude rhymes every joke. Like he tries to set people up for. Like if you don't, I don't know if you noticed that shit about him.
Yeah, for sure.
But so, anyways, what was I saying? What'd you say?
Said 10 minutes.
What'd you ask me?
Like what's the longest skit, like in terms of the material that you have, you can go out there and like perform right now? You said 10 minutes.
Yeah, you mostly get like 5 minutes. But the thing that's difficult about doing stand up that I noticed, like after like 2 or 3 years of nonstop going to like different shows, like I would even take my bike, like my motorcycle, to make sure I make it to like 5 different shows a night and shit. Is like a lot of these people, like they don't give a shit like about helping you, even if you're funny. Like they don't give a shit about helping your career and shit. Like they're just there to sell drinks, bro. Like these comedy bars, they're there to give you the atmosphere. It's up to you to like record yourself. It's up to you to actually like go through with like putting your name in a ballot box for like a better show or something, or like signing up for like to get tickets to perform like at better clubs like Broadway Comedy Club. Like I had more success with Broadway Comedy Club because it was a better interaction between people because they actually paid to be there and shit. And that was very different. Like that made me understand the industry better. So I guess the biggest takeaway I could tell you from like years of doing stand up and like actually being in a serious setting where I was like recorded for like being on a real stage is like it becomes like you start stepping into it like it's a job, and you start understanding it more like you're an employee in this industry. You're not, just because you got the limelight doesn't mean you're not an employee. Like you'll never be the boss, no matter how much you want to be the boss. Like, and and any, like, yo, that's the same with rap and acting, I'd say. Like, yo, they got all these songs saying like, boss, I'm the boss. But bro, all these people answer to labels, executive producers, like management, agents. Like nobody is the boss, bro. Like the people are the boss. Okay, you got to listen to what the people tell you to do to make it. Because if you don't, nobody's gonna listen to you. Nobody's gonna give a fuck, and then you're just gonna feel like a loser.
Did you ever find yourself like a mentor you could attach yourself to as you're going through this kind of the trials and tribulations of like this comedy scene?
I mean, you're asking me like I already made it, bro. It's just like I just got 4 minutes airtime, and they recorded the set for me as a courtesy for everybody who would like.
Well, let me ask you this then: Do you have a mentor that's like in the comedy scene?
I mean, other than like listening to like Rogan, Bird, Diaz, and sometimes I listen to Theo Vaughn's podcast. Like other than listening to their podcast, like I don't really have mentors. Like in real life, you mean like in person, like where I like talk to on a regular, like that'll guide me, like, oh, you should go on this stage and say that. No, I don't have anybody like that. No, it's really like I said, you have to parent yourself.
At a lot of your spots, is there anyone you see like is it kind of a common face that you see at a lot of the places you
go?
That you respect?
I used to like see Tim Dillon a lot before he like went fucking corporate. I think, I don't know, like he stopped going to the stand-ups, like, and he moved to LA and started performing at like big shows and shit. So I mean, I don't know how they go from, because I was doing he did stand-up way less than like in the amount of years than I did, and he got more successful faster. So, huh?
Yeah, he started in finance, actually, ironically. He was like playing like he would collect.
Yo, but it's crazy because bro, because like I love the fact that I was there to meet like Hans and Tim Dillon, because like before they were famous, like super famous, and like got like hundreds of thousands of like subscribers on their channels and shit, because like I got to see these people when they were like raw talent, like before all that shit, and they haven't changed, bro. That's the awesome part, is like they haven't changed. That's why they're where they're at now, is because they stayed the same, like but they got better,
Yeah, facts.
Like stay the same as in like they didn't break their own morals for better contracts, shit like that. They're like not sell, like complete sellouts. Like of course there's sellouts is like when you sell your own merchandise and shit like that, and you're able to like make a profit on like sponsorships and shit. But like it's actually good to be a sellout, just not too much of it. Like you can't, if you play too many ads on your podcast show, or if you say like, oh hey, purchase McDonald's every time you go on stage, like nobody's gonna like you.
Yeah, it's a
What,
fine balance for sure.
what were you asking though?
I was asking about Kill Tony again. I was, you talked about knowing some of the guys, but have you ever thought about just going down there and just like maybe for a week, just maybe over across 2 Mondays, just trying to throw your hat in the bucket or trying to throw your name in the bucket and see what comes of it, and just stay with like someone that lives in the Austin area?
Oh shit! No, I didn't even know that. Like, why you have somebody that that lives there that can
Yeah, I
like
have a
drop my
few
name
buddies
there.
that live down there.
But like, do they
I
reply like a week after or something? Like for the next
oh,
show?
it's no. I'm saying I know people that live there that have places there that live in Austin. I don't know, like in terms of the actual like venue. I don't know anybody there. I just know like just the how it's all set up and shit.
Yo, Theo Vaughn is gonna
Um,
be performing. I mean, I don't know if it's a pre-recording. Sometimes it isn't. But Kill Tony is with Theo Vaughn today because it's
fuck
every
yeah,
Monday.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be. It's not pre-recorded, so he must be on tonight or like right now.
Yo, I could have sworn
That's
that I
sick.
had met Theo Vaughn before he was famous when I was going across the country on a moped, and I met him on a farm, and he was like showing me like directions, like of where to go, like so I don't lose, so I don't get lost on the road. And I swear to God, I met him because like I remember that dude like clear as day, dude. Like his mullet, and he just had like he like talked a bit slower than he does now, but he was like the coolest dude ever. Like he didn't sound stupid, you know what I mean? He was just like taking it a word at a time, like like
Yeah,
because like a lot of people from the city will think like people down south like that talk slower, that don't talk as fast as I just did, like they'll think like they're dumber. Like I already explained that I think once. Just like no, they
yeah,
just
it's a
have more time to
misconception. There's a
appreciate.
lot of smart people.
Yeah, they have more time to appreciate the day, and they're around so much nature that they're not bogged down with like the fast paced lifestyle of like New York City and shit. So they're
I kind of vibe with more the New York vibe, but I mean, I'm also I'm in between. I vibe with the New York vibe, but in intervals. You know what I mean? Because I like the laid back vibe, but I also, when shit needs to get done, I like the New York attitude of like, let's fucking do this type shit.
dude, even with all the bad shit that happened to me, I don't mind living here still. It's just the fucking weather is so annoying, dude. It's like you can't win whether it's like hot outside, it's too hot, or when it's cold outside, it's too cold. So that you like,
That's like Chicago too.
bro, there's only like 2 months of actual good weather. 1 month of
Yeah,
like I think
facts.
is just like September and like maybe like half of October where it's like super good weather, and then like also like May, like the month of like the end of month of May and beginning of June. Like that's the best
Yeah,
time to be in New York.
same.
Other than every other fucking month is just super hot, super cold. I hate it here, dude. I can't stand this shit.
Yeah,
Like when I was living in LA, dude, even though it was annoying that it was always like sunny out, it was never cold. I mean, it was just chilly and shit. But like you never see snow and stuff. But like, yo, you could just drive upstate and see snow if you want to ski and shit like that. You don't need a like they have snow in California and shit. Like that's why I like that.
that
So that's why everybody wants to live there, dude, because it's the perfect weather all the time, whether it's like summer or winter. It's
Arizona's the same way. I loved Arizona, bro. Like the weather is unbelievable.
it's too
I
hot
was
there
just
though.
missing my friends and family. Oh, it's fucking hot as fuck, but it's dry heat though. So it's not as bad as people think. I mean, yes, it's very, very fucking hot, but you get used to the dry heat very quickly. And as long as you know how to keep like your take care of your vehicle and like a few other things, and as long as you don't have a job that requires like outdoor work, Arizona's not bad at all, dude. I'm much like in terms of weather, dude. It completely destroys Chicago.
Oh,
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
definitely like less humid though. Even though it's hotter, it's less humid than like
Oh, it's never humid.
Nevada,
Never humid.
bro. Nevada sucks. The entire state is just like
Yeah,
you have to
Nevada's
be in a
tough.
hotel,
Nevada's tough.
like hotel hopping, like or store hopping to feel cool there.
Their sidewalks are fucked too, because it's like they don't let you like walk. It's like the street, and then it's like a zigzag fucking like maze across the fucking casinos and shit. What
Yo,
what's
but
up?
yeah, you've done a few shows. You said
No, I've never done. I've watched stand up my entire life. Like, I grew up watching stand up. I've been to more stand up shows than I've been to anything like music or like probably seen, I
yo,
don't
to
even
be
know,
honest,
a
dude,
hundred acts.
if you think you're funny, this industry is easy as hell to be in because you find so many people that aren't, and you're like, oh my God, like I could totally feel better than these people who have jokes that are way less funny than what the fuck I'm saying. And I didn't even think I'm that funny. So that way, when I go on stage, you feel better about being funnier the next time, and you do become funnier the next time. Because even though one time you do go on stage, you're at least like a better sight for sore eyes because everyone's like, oh, well, the last three people bombed and had shitty jokes that nobody laughed at. Like, and I remember this dude is always on stage. Like, and that's all it is like once you get enough people to know you, you can allow yourself to be funnier because you know that many people know you. So when you get a chuckle, you can set up your joke better for you to remember what the punchline is and how to say it properly. Because if you don't have enough people knowing you, you're not going to remember what worked. And like even if somebody already saw you say that same joke, like they'll still like give a chuckle because they remember it from last time or whatever, or like they just like your personality from like when you're off stage and just talking to people. Because a lot of it is like crowd work off the stage. It's not just like if you just go there, and you're just some random dude. Like people are gonna like notice like if a joke is funny and stuff, but people barely laugh because they don't know who the hell you are. But if they've seen you as a regular, like 3 times a week, like when they go there after work, just to say a few of the jokes of their own, like they'll remember you. They're like, and that's how you. Because if they notice you're like working on your craft, and that's why you're going on stage is not just to like get people to like you. It's just to get to see what works, as in like what's funny. It has to be less about you and more about comedy, if you know what I mean. Like, because a lot of comedians will go on stage and they'll make it about them, where they're like they want to get as much of the limelight and spotlight as possible, so that they can get like I don't know, fucking Saturday Night Live to notice them or whatever. It's like they're never gonna fucking notice you, even if they're in the room. They're not gonna notice you. Okay, they already have their full roster of people that they know like are funny, that works for them or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Is that show canceled already?
It should be.
Whatever, but when they were around and shit, like they're not gonna keep hiring like new members, especially when there are all these other celebrities they lined up for like work as like hosts. You know what I mean? Like you're competing against an entire new pool of group of people that like have way more credentials than you. So it's like it's not even worth actually like all you have to focus is getting like your first 10 people to show up at like a show you might do at like a stage that's big that like can get noticed, where you can get noticed, instead of like going to these like smaller clubs that like the smaller clubs, they're just for practice. Is so that you can know what works, so you don't waste your time when you do go on a bigger stage.
Yeah, I don't think I'm funny by any means. I think I like to write. I think I'm a great writer, and like I could probably set up stuff, but I'm just not. I don't know. I get probably nervous as fuck if I get up there and try to. I don't know. I'm probably better at writing. I just love writing, dude. Like I've always loved writing. Like I could write jokes and I could write shit. I just like. That's my issue too. Is like I'm better at writing like and laughing at my own jokes like in the app and shit. But then when I go on stage, like I'll forget exactly how I said it that made it so funny in the chat that I couldn't say it the same way to get people to laugh. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like people were cracking up when I said this shit online. Like, how come no one's laughing right now? And then you notice, like, oh, it might just not be the crowd, like in the same like age group of your age group. Like sometimes older people won't laugh at the jokes that your age group will laugh at because they don't pay attention to the same things that like you do. Yeah. I don't know. I just always fear about like I never want to be in the limelight type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think that fear of like never wanting to, because I sincerely don't want to. I think that's what gets me. You know what I'm saying? Like I like being behind the scenes. I like even at like my first job, like they made everything public. You see how much people like were pulling in and like who's the top, who's the bottom, like from A to Z, you can see everything. And like that shit got to me, bro. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I was a fucking killer, but like I didn't like that people got to see my shit. I didn't like that people got to like feel a certain way about me who didn't even fucking know me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like they treat people different.
Well,
It's
guess
weird.
what? It's worse with if you make rap music and you do, right? You're on you have an account on Rap Fame and shit.
Yeah, just basically Rap Fame and BandLab though. I'm not like out there.
I gotta hear a bit more of your tracks because I feel like mention like There's over like 35. Yeah, there's 35 members in this group, bro. You know what I mean? Although I've only talked to you and like Goliath much, like sometimes Spider when he's in the chat and Eddie. Where the hell? Yeah, where are all the other members that are in this group? They never joined.
You got to get Spider back, bro. He joined and then he like fucking quit, bro. Like that's one of the only dudes. Spider, Goliath, and you when you come in and like maybe one or two other guys. Like goalie's gone. Like all the dudes I usually talk to are not even here.
I feel like
You know
I
what I'm saying?
sidetracked though. What was the question you had again? I think you had one, right?
No, I was just talking about like, I like writing and all that shit. I don't know. I think people like me a lot, like from like a rapping standpoint. I think like it depends on what song, because I do like a totally different, like, bro, I'm all over the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like I could sing, or I try to sing, and then it's like I also rap, and I kind of do a little in between. So it's like it depends what the mood is. But I mean, Spider City likes my shit. He fucks with it, and a lot of these guys say they fuck with it. So, you know,
If you're trying to get some advice about how to feel more like, I guess, no homo whole, like WHOLE whole. if you want to feel more whole as an artist, like you gotta like watch like people like LL Cool J, like with what is that show he like NCIS Los Angeles. Like, bro, he's always cracking jokes on that show. You know what I mean? But he's also an actor, but he's also a rapper. So like he's like a prime example of like who you like if you're trying to go that route, like that's who I would like.
dude, one of the
look up
songs I
to.
have, the reason I got on Rap Fam, one of the songs I have is because I actually an actor who's like a friend of mine, um, is super creative, and he was like, and he's into rap, and he got me out of my bubble. Was like, dude, you write? He's like, you rap? I've heard you rap. He's like, you're not on any of these platforms. Like, let's do something. So he got me on this platform. We made a song together. It was like one of the first songs I dropped on here, and he got me out of my bubble. And like, it was because of him. Like, and he's like an actor, to your point. So like, that's exactly why I got on this app in the first place. And I love the song, bro. Like, it's not like, it's not my best song, but it's definitely not my worst song. It's one of my better ones. And it's like, I felt like a certain energy making it with him. He's just like creative. He gets me out of my zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then there's certain times I kind of get, I don't know. I like making a lot of music with other people because you kind of vibe different energies.
Dude,
And there's talent
that's
beneath all
great
the
and all,
shit.
but like I said, when you make like it's better to have a solo career, dude. Even like G Unit, they went their own ways because they just couldn't deal with all the politics of each other in the group. It's just too much.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not looking for a career. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Even
I don't want any.
Juicy J even went on. He started getting a solo career because of this funny shit that like people be doing and shit in hip hop. Like it's enough to deal with like just being a solo like rapper. Like, and imagine having to deal with that with a group of people disrespecting you as a group. Like that shit's and then you got to stand up for your boy. Like sometimes you don't want to, maybe because he act like an asshole, but you're in a group together, so you have to. And then people are gonna look at you like half the group of the people will look at you like you're a dick, and the other will be like, oh no, he's a great person for standing up for him, you know. And then now you got this entire new dilemma. You got to like think about about how you're gonna approach it. Like I don't even know.
I know.
Yeah, that's all I have to
I know
say.
what you're saying. What kind of music do you like to listen to? Like, what kind of rap, or what kind of hip hop, or what kind of vibe?
I mean, recently I haven't been listening to too much music. I just been watching TV shows. Yeah,
Just watching a lot of you stream a lot of shit.
yeah. As I'm getting older, dude, I listen to less music. I'm just trying to focus more about like building a film production crew so I could like make a movie. Because like, yo, there's more money in the movie industry than there are in like rap, bro. Think about it. Like, if you sell a movie that only costs like, if you can even find somebody to produce it for like 50 grand at minimum, right, or whatever, or like even 10 grand, bro. If you could just get like a really dope camera, like a Blackmagic, like that has like 8K like recording capability and shit, you can film that shit in post production, make it look nice, and you just get a bunch of actors that'll act for free just to sell it at the box office when you like use like the distribution services, and you get $10 a ticket. That's like what do you call it? Paranormal Activity. Their set only cost 10 grand to make that movie, and they made off with 10 million. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's
I,
like, I don't
I'm a
understand why
firm
people
believer
rob
of
banks,
brand.
bro. You know what I mean? It's way
I'm,
easier to just make a really good movie and make money legally
I don't
and
know.
like and make more than you could
I
rob
don't.
from a fucking bank and risk your freedom for. You know, like
Yeah. I don't know. It's making a movie's making a movie's tough. I'm a firm believer in anything artistry wise. Like it's about brand.
dude, making
It's
movies
about
not
brand.
tough because if you think about the best directors out there, they never think that. They just think it's a lot of work because to them making a movie is fun. Like it's a creative process that they enjoy being a part of and being in, and that's why people continue to work with them. It's not because it's hard. It's not because it's difficult to do. Anybody can start shooting with a camera. It's like, are you passionate enough where you're going to care about the process so much that you only care about it where it looks good enough for you to watch and enjoy watching the movie, and the rest will come later in terms of other people noticing that it's a good movie or whatever. And that's what a lot of people in the industry, they don't understand, is like, being that what I just explained about like how much money there's involved in, like in terms of like the turnaround of like how much you can invest in terms of how much you can get out of it. Like that's what people get latched onto. They're like, oh yeah, I can't wait. Like it's almost like they're going, they're getting ready for a bank robbery, but what they don't realize is like it's still work. You can't just walk in there like all these movies and shit that they make a plan first, right? Like in the script and shit, they'll make a plan to rob the bank before they rob it. They don't just fucking walk in there like oh hey,
You ever
today's the
seen
day.
Bandits?
Like they probably stake the
You ever
place
seen the
out and
movie
shit.
Bandits?
I was just watching Heat, but with Al Pacino. What?
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Bandits is another good one. It's with Billy Bob Thornton and Bruce Willis.
Wait, does that also involve like the police that are like in on it and shit? Oh, wait, I was kind of confused about the storyline. And was Al Pacino like in on the robberies because he was police and he was controlling like when they caught them and shit?
And Al Pacino, he was just fucking going after De Niro. He
Oh,
was
is it?
he was connected, but he
Because
was
for some reason I thought I missed the detail that of like I thought for a second that like he was like it was like what do you call that shit? The Wire with the corrupt Minneapolis police and shit that would just like
yeah.
be like confiscating
I've only
drugs and
seen a
selling them
few
back.
episodes of that.
Huh?
I've only seen a few episodes of that, but I hear everyone raves about that show.
Oh yeah, it's a cult classic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into like the true crime type shit, and I'm into usually like the bigger shows that most people like. I just was recommended Blackbird. Have you ever seen Blackbird? That shit's
Yeah, I
fucking
just saw that
fire,
one.
dude. Yeah, that show's awesome. Yeah, but where's
Oh.
so like everything I've seen on your pit, or like when I've talked to you, you're always kind of goofing, like you're always kind of fucking around. Like I don't know if I've ever heard legit music from you or anything. You know what I'm saying? I think I saw one stand-up act, maybe. I think maybe Spidey shared it or somebody shared a stand-up act, but I think that was the only thing I've ever seen you
Oh, I guess
do
you know
where it
more of
wasn't
like
like
when I text and shit because you don't have the time to like look at my work like the way I don't with you.
well, I looked at your stuff. Everything I've seen was like you were goofing around in it or doing some weird shit.
What? Oh, you mean the meme?
Like
The meme
like
shit that
your
Goliath makes?
no. I'm like your music page. Like you were like one of your main things is like you like doing the Bad Boy Records or whatever the fuck you're doing or whatever. You're just like fucking like I don't know.
Oh, the video I have with like 900 likes, like of just me
Yeah.
like making some stupid beat in the studio.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that like some
yeah.
YouTube like director from YouTube, like I don't know what it was, like I found it on the creative like channel settings side or whatever the hell it was, and they just brought a director over to my crib like to record a free video of me to promote me. Oh yeah, it was with Google Ads. It was like a promotional thing with Google Ads where like they were like, oh, we'll film your promotional video for you to promote your label, and we'll just film you at your studio with like, he brought a really nice camera even though I had one. But I just needed somebody that knew how to direct well, and he did it. He did a dope job, like because that shit. I don't know. The video looks nice. I got like 900. I got the most likes on a video on the app, and I just recorded like the screen. I didn't even post the actual video. I just recorded the screen of the video on my screen.
It was geeked. I don't know if I've ever heard any tracks though. Like, do you have like a track like do you have any? I love like sharing music and shit, and I don't just want to throw mine up, But like, do you have a track that you have that you could share?
Yeah. Yo, you know what's crazy is I got more followers on. I have a track on BandLab right now that got like more. It got more likes than on the Rap Fame app, but that's because like I got more followers. Like I got like over 7,000 followers on BandLab, and like a lot quicker. Like yo, there's a lot of racism on Rap Fame, bro. Like that app won't
Dude,
let.
Only towards you though.
Rap Fame is a joke, dude. That whole app is a joke.
No, but I mean
Only
like.
towards OG Master.
Like yo, like a lot of
You're
black
Russian.
people that are rapping on that app, they don't respect white rappers. Like they ignore us, like we're not even there. Like they don't even acknowledge even the ones that are good at rapping that are white. Like you notice that
Well,
shit?
what it is,
Yeah, but
what it is
that's
because
hip-hop,
you're
though.
Russian and the Russians own the app, dog.
That's most hip hop, though. I mean, in general, rap and hip hop. I mean, it's really it isn't our
Testing, one dick, two dick. Can you hear me? Two, three dick.
Like bro,
Or
think
dick.
about it. If it weren't for 50 Cent actually like believing in Eminem's talent so much, Eminem wouldn't be as famous as he is now. Because he needed 50 Cent. They needed each other to get to where they at.
I mean,
I can't get this kid to shut the fuck up, dog.
Yes and no. I mean,
Yo, how many
he was
black
already
rappers work
massive.
with white rappers like that? Nobody. They're the only ones.
Yeah, but I mean, he put him on though. Like he was already massive.
Yeah, but they have general respect for each other without thinking about race. You know, that's what I'm trying to tell you is like a lot of these people they claim they're not racist on this app, but they are, bro. They just like they'll dismiss you for being white and wanting to rap, and they'd be like, I don't hate people that white rap. What are you talking about? And then proceeding to fucking hate us, like right after they'll say that, like by just ignoring what we're saying or like just completely disregarding us as members of the society that raps. Like,
yeah, they're pretty easy to spot out though, in my opinion. Like you can kind of tell.
Where the hell did the live go? No, but on BandLab they don't do that shit. Like on BandLab, the people that make rap music or they're producing, like they don't, like I don't get the vibe like from people like, oh, he's white, I don't want to work with him. Like, because there's also other genres. There's rock, there's metal, there's jazz. Like people producing classical music on that app. Like that's why I guess there's like it's more diverse. And it's funny because hip hop's supposed to be the most diverse.
Yeah, I don't know. I never run into. I don't know. I've never really ran into anything too bad, like anyone saying much to me like that. But then again, I don't know. I listen to a lot of different music, and if I like somebody, I'll always like take lead and just reach out to them and be like, hey, I fuck with your music, like let's lab, and
But look at all the people that are white. They don't have that many followers on that app.
On what?
And I hear a lot of their music is actually really dope. Like they sound lyrically good, but like they'll have like 1,500 followers or like 2,200 followers max. Like I have like almost 3,000, but I got way more on the app and I like on BandLab, and I've been there less time than I was on Rap Fame, and I still like am not catching up with BandLab with the amount of time I spent on Rap Fame.
Rap Fame's a joke though. Like Rap Fame's just a joke. Like I don't take Rap Fame serious.
Well, yeah, I always like used it as a stepping stone, like to like improve on like, because I like the way they have their judging, like the way they coded the judging part. And I actually emailed them about this to help them improve on the app. And I can only tell them so much where they actually listen to me, because it actually has helped. Like a lot of the reason they have like multiple chat rooms now is because I told them like, yo, you should make multiple chat rooms on the app, because a lot of people are complaining that, because there are a lot of spammers, and when like if the group is being spammed, like it's really annoying if people are trying to collaborate and talk about collaborating with each other. And like, sure, there are like some people trolling, and like you can ignore those people if you're actually trying to get something done. But like the people that are just spamming the chat with like 20 comments of the same shit, like random letters and stuff, like dude, those people are so fucking annoying. Like I couldn't even like visit their page like on time to like catch what the fuck they're saying. Because like that's why like I told them to make those chats, and I feel like it helped because a lot more people are making like better music now. because they're not like giving
Yeah.
up on just like the first time like they try to talk. Cause like, yo, that shit will make people just log off the app when they see somebody doing some annoying shit like that, and they won't visit it for like a month or two. Like now they lost their participant on like, you know, somebody who would have made like 10 more songs to keep
Do you ever
like
look for
100
talent,
people on
like
the app.
gems?
Huh?
Like canary in a coal mine type shit? You ever look for that? Like gems that aren't really that popular on the app?
What do you mean?
Or maybe even that are, but just like you just kind of look like, I mean, you can always go off like the top list of like who are the top people here and there, but like, do you ever look like actively search for people that are like,
I used to when I first
you
signed
know,
on when it wasn't as popping. Like I was like I easily got to number one within like I think the first 2 weeks I was like on that app. Like I was number one and shit. But it's like they do that shit to everybody. They let you get to the number one spot so you can spend more on Benjis. You know?
yeah, it's that app's
That's what I
big
noticed
gamified
too. Like
shit.
these motherfuckers are sneaky, dude. They're gonna play to your ego, like, bro. I like, and when I realized that shit,
2/3 bots.
huh?
2/3 bots. 2/3 bots. Everything
Yeah,
that you see on
yeah,
there
and
is
most of
2/3
it's
bots.
like bots and
Plays,
shit. Like,
likes.
and I told the bank that shit. Like, people hate on banks and stuff, but like, actually, the bank helped me get my money back. Like, if that shit was like, if I paid in crypto, like, who the fuck am I gonna fight to like ensure my money's like safe, like from like scammers like that shit? Like, I just paid to promote my fucking music on a network where nobody's even using it. Like that's scams,
I
right?
mean,
Like that
bots run
that should be
the
illegal, bro.
world
Like
though right
people,
now.
like Google, what do you call like Twitter is like the reason this Twitter mess is happening is because like people are spending money. Like it's a business. Twitter's a business. Like they're making money on ads. So if people are spending money, they're pretty much robbing people. They're robbing businesses by keeping these fraudulent accounts on their website. Like Twitter should be paying like
Yeah,
the
but it's
fucking
tough to.
costs to all these people that lost money promoting their fucking tweets, thinking it's going to get them leads for their fucking I don't know, delivery website or product website, whatever the fuck they're selling. People are trying to make a profit. How the fuck are they going to make a profit if they're just throwing money at Twitter who are giving them nothing for it? It's
Yeah, I
like
mean, they shouldn't be
that's
doing
messed up. You're just basically like legalizing robbery. Like, oh no, you're the bad guy. We're not the
that.
bad guy. What do you mean? You're the one just taking money from people without giving them what they're owed, which is like impressions
I,
from
I
real
mean,
accounts.
they give them that, but it's like you get. I mean, we as creators need to go above and beyond too. Like for instance, bots. Like anybody that's serious about content online, if they don't have a bot of themselves, like or for themselves, they're already behind the ball. Like everybody I know that's an Instagram influencer that's big in the game. Like I know 3 people personally that are have massive accounts. Every single one of them has a bot, at least one.
Yeah, I had a bot, but they closed it down once Instagram found out about it. Even though it was completely legal to like, I didn't violate their terms of service or anything. But I was using this bot pretty much as basically like it just coded me to comment on like everybody's profile with the hashtag hip hop, right? Let's say, and so I'm commenting, right? And then I start getting these messages from like parents and shit, like, "Oh, what the fuck? Get off my child's Instagram account! Why did you comment with a thumbs up? Blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm mass commenting like 1,000 comments, and I literally had to stop my bot." And then somebody reported me my account and shit, and I had to email Instagram like, "Yo, this is the bot I'm using to like comment for me. Like, I just want there to be no discrepancies between like what the fuck is like. You can clearly tell I'm making the same comment on everyone's page, so it's not like I'm directly talking to these people, right? So it's like, and I'm also like liking their accounts." And I don't know how old these fucking people are, like that the bots liking. They're just liking everyone's account, like that has the hashtag hip hop or whatever hashtag that I had. Like I had a hashtag Mac Miller, and like I'm sure like 12-year-olds follow Mac Miller, you know. And I'm liking these
Yeah,
like this bot is liking these fucking 12-year-olds accounts for me, but like, I have no idea who the fuck these people are. But they're they're messaging me like, "Yo, stop spamming my account and shit." But I'm like, "Yo, I don't give a fuck. Like this shit is getting my fucking account like views and likes are a commodity in this business, which means the more views and likes you get and follows, the more people purchase your music or stream it or buy your hats or whatever the fuck, you know." Like, so I don't give a shit what anyone's saying. Like, sue me. Like, if you feel that fucking like I'm some evil fucking person using a bot here to comment on your fucking stupid kid's profile that I don't give a fuck about. I'm just trying to promote my music to make money. That's it. Like, and they closed. And after I emailed them this shit, they like I made a mistake, bro, because I can't even find another program like this that does that shit because it was free too. Like for the
Oh
first
yeah,
like
no, you go on. You can go to Fiverr or you go on Upwork, and you can have
yeah,
someone
no,
build
no.
it
But
for you. You give them 3
what
months.
happened is these people on Fiverr, how are they doing that, right? And this is how they've been doing it.
Coders, they code it. I mean, like it depends what
No,
bot
no.
you're building. If
But
you're
no, no.
building a creation bot or
No, no. The people on Fiverr though, they give you fake account likes. They give you fake account follows. What I was doing was giving me real followers, real account
no.
likes, real people commenting because
They
I was
build you a
just
bot. You're not paying for views.
what?
It's not like I'm not saying you're paying for views. I'm saying they build you a bot that can do what you want it to do.
Yes, and it was free. And on top of that, I'm not paying if ads for Instagram. And even if I did have the money to pay for ads for on Instagram, that shit would still work better because it's me commenting directly on people's profiles. I'm not making them need to click on a stupid fucking ad I have in front of their face while they're scrolling the screen. You know? So it was actually getting me more followers for less money. It was free.
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah. I don't.
I mean, I'm sure it would
What?
probably work
How'd
in
you get a
unison
bot for
better.
free?
What?
Yeah. I mean, that's great that you were able to get a bot for
Yeah,
free.
if I knew how to code, I could probably build this bot for myself right now and nobody would ever know. Because all it is you're just using your account to comment on people's profiles. It would never trigger any warning in the
It's a
system
chat
because
bot.
it's just a program on your computer pulling up your account using your keyboard as keystrokes on your keyboard to input letters. That's all it's doing. It's not you're not hacking into the mainframe system or the code of the algorithm for Instagram. You're not doing
Yeah.
any of that.
No.
So the
No.
fact that they
None
were
of it.
able to find lawyers to sue this company to close them down was like kind of crazy. Because
They
I went on
must
their
have been doing
website
a ton.
and they're like, "Oh, we're in a current like lawsuit with Instagram. Like we can't promote our services anymore." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like
Part
it's
of the reason they probably got fucked was because it was a free service. Because like a lot of these guys that do individual services, they can't consolidate it into one. If this was offering a bunch of people, like thousands or tens of thousands of people, this service, now they can consolidate that attack, Twitter, I mean, into saying, hey, we could shut this one down. Now we're, cutting off
well,
the head
no,
of the boss.
it actually was a paying service. You can pay to get it to like people and like grow your account faster. But the free service was doing so well that you don't even want like, yo, you can pay to for the service that I'm mentioning, and you would probably go make your account go viral within a week. Like I don't want that,
I
right?
mean,
Like
at the
let's
end of
say
the day,
like I want my account to become viral within like a year. You know? Like I think that's too crazy. Like if I just wake up a week later and everybody knows my fucking face off of some stupid video I made on Instagram of like trying to be funny, like I don't know, lip
you
syncing
could do
some
that,
fucking,
though. You could
yeah,
do
you
that.
could do that and you could make probably money in doing that shit. But like that's not the approach I wanted to take. I wanted the approach to take like where people see my body of work. It's not just off of some like, some little clip I made somewhere. Like because they're just gonna look at it and think like, oh, he's just an Instagrammer. And then next time they hear my music, they're gonna be like, oh, wasn't he an Instagrammer first? Why is he making music now? Like, no, I want people to know right away, like, oh, I'm a rapper. Like that's what I was doing, right? Like I wasn't
Yeah,
trying
I
to.
mean, I think a third of those people will. I think 2/3 of those people are going to basically be what you're saying, and I think a third of those people are actually going to, because they're pulled to your page, actually look at your body of work. That's my opinion.
Well, yeah, and they're more likely to interact with your page, and then further boosting your algorithm, the algorithm of your page further. If you have genuine organic likes, right? Because it's all about organic likes that keep your page. Because even the people that are buying ads for like $1 million like a month and shit, like those people, they're not engaged on their profile much. Like they'll like their shit, but then they'll forget them, or they won't even follow their page. They'll just send them a like, or they'll comment one time and never go back on. But if they see that you
Yeah.
actually commented on their, like if you saw like your face, like if you saw Eminem just commented with a like button on one of your pages, like yo bro, you'd probably be on his page all day. You'd be like, yo, Eminem's paying attention to me, like let me comment again, like let me make sure you heard my opinion about what he posted, blah 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 blah. Like and that's what it's like, creating the illusion that you're the one actually there when you're not is way more effective than you asking people to look at your ad.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different approaches. I mean, there's a lot of different approaches. It's just a matter of being specific about what you want, finding a niche of like who your target audience is, and then building a bot around it. Because at the end of the day, a bot would cost you like $3,000, and it could end up driving enough traffic to make you like, 5x that. So it's like it's taking the
Yeah,
If
but
you
it's all
really,
middlemen. Like the people that work in these industries, like with marketing and shit, they're all middlemen. For you to actually find the person that is gonna tell you what I just told you, they never would, because they would find out the information I found out for myself, that on some like YouTube search that I randomly luckily like walked up upon, like instead of like searching endlessly for hours, like trying to figure this out, right? And that's what happened. I randomly just luckily found that link, but I didn't find anybody talking about it on the internet anywhere. Because as soon as they start talking about it, YouTube flags it, and then their fucking lawyers, whether they're right or wrong, they're gonna get in the way, and they're gonna pay their lawyers way more fucking money than it would to like, prove that like these guys are like wrong. Like even if it like wastes their time, even if these guys are right with their website to keep it up there, they're still gonna make them take it down because they're gonna pay their lawyers to have some loophole that's gonna be like, well, until the case starts, you can't keep it up there, even
yeah,
if
but
you're
that
right.
doesn't happen to you if you build your own bot. That only happens if you go through a consolidated service that like literally everything you're saying,
Yeah.
it falls victim to that.
Yeah,
But that's just business, bro. That's how business works. They just
yeah,
they
it's like
the big dog eats the little dog.
yeah, they were trying to charge even though they had a free service. I think because like if it was just free, the lawyers would probably not be able to take the website down. If it was just all free, because they're not profiting off of it. There's no copyright off of their patent for Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they still find a loophole to try to fuck them, because it's causing enough fucking damage on the site.
And that's why people hate
But with
TikTok. That's why Instagram hates TikTok, because these guys like legally found a way to word their fucking contract for the app, which is basically a clone of Instagram, right? And Snapchat.
no, TikTok's not even a clone, bro. TikTok's setting the fucking trend, bro. Like everything is copying TikTok. TikTok is number one right now, like bar none. They're the big, like by far the biggest. It's the
Yeah, but
best fucking
Instagram
platform
started
out
out
there.
that way. Like Instagram started copying Snapchat. And then now they're telling TikTok to fucking cease and desist.
Yeah, they're not gonna
When they
do
did that
anything
same
with
shit to
TikTok.
Snapchat.
They're copying TikTok, bro. Like
Yeah.
nobody's
It's like,
copying TikTok.
bro, it's
TikTok
whoever
is
has the
number one
most
right now.
money to pay the judges off, the most money to get them to sway their opinion to go whichever way the corporation wants them to. That's all it is. Like, you don't think, you wouldn't take like $10 million from Google to just shut the fuck up about a case and be like, nope, you're wrong. You got to take your website
I
down.
just think it's these massive media companies. Like
I'd take 10 million. Fuck.
they're
Hell yeah. Fuck their feelings. $10 million. Give me $10 million. I'll even set him up with my own jury.
I'm just saying, like, there's
For $10
reasons.
million.
It makes sense.
You kidding me?
It makes sense. It makes sense. Like what's
they
happening
don't
makes
even,
sense.
all they need to give him is like $2 million. Then not even. They probably all they need to give him is like 500,000, bro, and they'll fucking do it for 500,000, bro. Like Google has so much money.
I don't even know what you mean though.
They can give him 10 million. That wouldn't even like amount to a penny for them.
What are you talking about?
Like in terms of like bribing people, Google has like $1 trillion.
On everyone. TikTok is the number one platform.
Yeah, but Google owns. Wait, no. Yeah, Google owns YouTube, and Facebook also owns Instagram, which is also. Aren't they also the same with Google?
Wait a minute. Facebook owns Instagram.
Okay, Facebook
Google owns YouTube.
All right. And who owns
TikTok's
Snapchat?
owned by China. Snapchat's owned by the two fucking nerds that didn't sell out to Facebook that still own it.
Okay, so Facebook owns Snapchat now.
No, they don't. They never bought it. They were going to buy it for $1 billion, but they said no. And so then Facebook said fuck you, and then basically stole all their shit.
Huh.
And then so Snapchat's still owned by the people that started it. And then
dude, I would have just got like, if I was Snapchat, I would have gotten a partnership with Facebook. I would have been like, no, I'll just be like an LLC under the umbrella of Facebook, but I'm still the CEO and I still own this much of the company. No matter what you do, you can buy it for this much, maybe not $1 billion. You could probably buy it for maybe like 880 million, and I get to keep this much of the company. Like instead of, you controlling everything I own and taking all my royalties. Right?
Yeah, I don't think it's I mean, if they're going to make $1 billion, I don't think they're worried about money.
Shit, I would take 880 million and give them 30%.
Yeah.
Keep 70.
But
yeah.
Goes back to the thing though, where like you're saying all these things and all these things, So it's like, what are the ways around it? And the ways around it is building your own bots. That's the way around it. Like it's it's the
Yeah, learning to
inevitable.
code yourself.
No, dude, that's fucking no, bro. That's so much time. Like, bro, like learning Python or learning fucking C++ or Java or anything for that matter versus paying a dude in Ukraine or
My
India
friend went to the
$11
military. He
an
learned that
hour.
shit in 6 months. He said, "Well,
No,
3 years
yeah, if that's
total."
all he did and he's a freak,
True. Yeah.
dude, coding's fucking hard as fuck. Like, pay an Indian to do it for 3 months, pay him $3,000,
Yeah, but what
and
I'm
like
scared of
have a
is
fucking bot.
they can put something in their code that like funnels the money out from the royalties you should be receiving for your idea for the
No,
app.
dude. No. You
Yeah,
don't.
that's why the
No,
kid. Yo, bro,
that's
there's a billionaire who's 25
that's
years old who made like the Caviar app and like this. He also made like the AI shit that like detects like images on the internet, like from like what like the I'm not a robot thing that you always
listen,
have to
dude.
click
That's a
on.
guy that's a fucking moron. Whoever did that's a moron. If he attaches finances to his fucking
Well, yeah,
to
he coded the
something
app.
that
He has
is
full control over what's inside the code to know how much he's getting paid out. If somebody else
yeah.
puts a little bug in there that says, "Oh, funnel," it could be like 1%, bro. That you like, no, it could be like a 0.5% that you won't even fucking notice. That 0.5% can be worth tens of millions of dollars in equity.
Dude, I'm not even on that level, bro.
You know what
Like
I
I'm
mean?
not even thinking about that. Like that's a flaw in logic to whoever set that up. There's no reason you should be able to connect your payment system to and ever have to worry about that. And whoever did that is like literally retarded.
Well, yeah, code is so versatile, you might not even notice it in like the fine print of what you're reading, and it's like it'll be like 10,000 lines of code. You're gonna review all that code that your coder built for you. Like, no, you're gonna like you could build a company by paying off a coder to build a company with a really great idea. Let's say you built Uber, right? And Uber can be making $100 million a year, but you're only seeing like 2 million of that. And the coder fucking lies to you and says like, "Oh yeah, you're making like 2 million a year. I guess here's my $10,000 pay cut that you're giving me for coding the app." And meanwhile, he's taking in 100 million because
And if you have one
he put a bug in the code. Like,
if
what?
you have one order creating your entire app and then you have it connected to a payment system and like you don't separate that at all and you have somebody you deal with who you don't know well or like you don't trust the integrity of it or whatever and you don't have any coding experience, like that again goes to the guy who's doing that. Like that's a retarded move.
I mean,
Like
if you have a friend you can trust from like childhood, you remember like that just became a hacker or some shit, like that's even better.
Even then,
Just
separate the payment system. Have a separate coder code the payment system.
But even then, can you really trust PayPal? I mean, they're building rockets. That's just expensive. Maybe they need some more money. And so what if they take like 0.01% off the top?
You can't be honestly worried about all this shit, bro. You can't even be. You got to be trolling.
I mean, there's a reason this guy's the richest motherfucker on the planet right now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because he's a fucking genius, bro.
I'm not questioning his integrity, but everyone before him that was just as rich, like they went through shit like that where they didn't give a fuck about the morality involved in terms of getting there.
Elon changed the entire dynamic of our economy. Elon changed electric vehicles. He brought that to light. That's between 50 and 70 years debated where electric vehicles could have been a thing. He was the one to do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how did he dig himself out of the hole he was in so many times?
Well, he put $250 million of his own money to his company so it didn't bankrupt. He got a loan from the government, which he paid off in full with interest.
Yeah, but how did he make $250 million?
Company did.
Charging a small fee off of everybody's transactions.
I mean, Elon Musk is a genius, bro. I got nothing against him.
At the end of the day, you want to call it a business model. Somebody else might call it fucking people over.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's all a game, bro. Like everything's a game. Like people, like dude, this app, this Rat Fame, that is the biggest fucking Ponzi like bullshit thing I've ever seen. For anybody to buy any type of Benjis, it's retarded. Nobody should buy Benjis. Nobody should pay that app anything.
Yeah, most of them are bots. The people that like that shit.
What's the end goal? Like, what is the end goal?
Yeah, there's no promoting it. There's no people don't click on the website from your fucking page. None of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, they just click on your first
number one on Rat Fame. Like, there's no end goal. Like, you're not making money. Like, Breeze is probably getting a high five.
That's why I was telling them they should install an ability to publish it on Spotify and all these music
They don't
stores. Like
want
they
to.
should become their own
They don't want to.
like distribution services instead of just being
It's
a
a
Rap
closed
Fame
app.
chat app.
But that's their business model. It's a closed app. That's why it sucks. That's why it's
I've
literally
told
a
them
piece of
multiple
shit.
times. I've even tagged admin, dude. I was like, "Yo, what are you guys like? Why are you waiting to like implement like what everyone already has on their website? Like, Amuse is like a
It's
distribution
an
service.
ideology.
AWOL, DistroKid. Like, they could just partner with DistroKid and make a deal where they're like, it's like free to publish like the songs as long as it's from their website, from Rap Fame, and you know what I mean. And they'll take like a certain cut off the top. Like they could take
Well,
like
Rap Fame's
2% or
doing
whatever
things
off of
that
each song in terms of the
illegal.
streams. What?
Rap Fame's doing illegal activity. First off, second off is that their ideology is a closed model, and when you have an ideology like that, you're not changing your ideology. Like they picked a closed model. They chose to grow users with margin and bots versus an open model. They're not going to change that. That's an ideology. That's like saying
They must be making a lot of money
you're
from
going to become
Benji
a
then.
trader. They're making enough money. I don't think they're making nearly what people think they're making, but
I mean,
I also think that there's a lot of stupid people buying a shit ton of Benjis too. So I don't think they're like fucking breaking in millions of dollars like people say. Like that's crazy.
Yo, did you
But I
know
do think that they're bringing in
out of all
a
the
good chunk.
games out of every game ever made, even the best games that you're able to play, like Halo and shit like that, or Call of Duty, bro, the game that made the most money in revenue was fucking Candy Crush, bro. It's like a shitty 2-dimensional surface game, dude, which somebody fucking coded in their basement in like a week after learning to code for like 4 years and shit. And I was like, hey, you know what? I think this will be interesting. And then like basically just published this shit on the fucking app store, bro. And this shit's making like $1 trillion, dude. It's
Yeah,
insane.
and then
Bro,
mobile,
like
mobile
kids are
gaming
just
took
buying
off
like
after that.
fucking like little like what do you call it, gemstones or whatever the fuck, I don't know, collectibles or whatever. I don't know. Well, I can't even yo, there are people out there that actually purchase shit off of Candy Crush, bro. Like I want to meet who these people are. Like, why did you
I've
spend
never
$1
even
on this
played
app?
Candy Crush.
Like I
I've
want
never
to
even played Candy Crush.
like I want to ask those people that question. Like, why did you spend $20? Why did you let your
Well,
I
dude,
guess like they're just
Dogecoin was
rich,
made
wealthy
as a
people.
joke.
Huh?
Dogecoin was made as a joke. It was literally a dude that was like, yeah, this is fucking funny. I'm going to make this. And it's a joke. And he made tens of millions of dollars off of a joke.
Dude, I
was
made
a
a
joke.
coin as a joke, but I didn't see any money from it because it just like it started going up in price, and I just published it on a decentralized network, and then I start seeing it gets listed on all these exchanges, and I'm like, well, where the fuck is the money that I'm owed for making this coin a reality? Like I just
Yeah,
listed it,
that's
and people would just dump their money into this shit. Like random people around the world would just dump their money into this coin I made. So I'm not. Are you sure those people are rich if they made their own coin? Because you don't really get that rich when you make your own coin unless you code it unless you're able to like know like Java script code and Python and shit to know
well,
how to
there's
like
two
funnel
different.
the money off to yourself. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know how to do that part. I just knew how to create a coin.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, you got to know how to do. You got to know how to do a few things. If you're gonna create a
Yeah,
coin.
because anybody can create a coin. Like it's all on YouTube, dude. You don't even need to know how to like code much. You just copy paste a script, and then you just replace the place where it's supposed to be the name of the token and the amount of digits that you want the token to be, and that's all you have to do is replace it with your settings. Click publish, and it goes on the network. But the only thing is, the reason that these coins become popular and stuff is because they have a lot of dark pooled money from all these investment firms that are like, oh, a lot of stupid people are going to put their money into this shit, and it's going to blow up and make the price go high. Yeah, and that's when they're going to cash out, and that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, but thus is the game. Thus is the game. Thus is the game.
Like if they see like ApeCoin, for example, like I bet you that shit started out as a joke.
If people are gonna buy stupid shit, like let them buy stupid shit. But like that's the own people's fault. Like that's not like I don't feel bad for anybody that spends their money on stupid shit and then gets fucked hard. Like I feel no pain at all.
No, but the thing is, you can
Because that's
make
the
a lot
risk
of
you
money
take.
from making your own coin, but you have to keep your money in there and have more than 51% of. Yeah, now I remember how it was done. You have to have more than 51% of the network. So let's say you have like $500,000 of your own like hard-earned cash, whatever, 10 grand. You put 10 grand towards this coin, right? And then somebody with $1 million steps in, right, and sees that you put your 10 grand into your own project. You want to make this coin. You're legit. You don't want to scam anybody, right? You want the price to rise, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody with $1 million, let's say Mark Cuban, fucking steps in and he goes, you know what? I don't give a fuck about the little guy. I'm just going to put $1 million into this shit. So this guy, like puts more money into this protocol. And then I'm just going to take the $1 million off of the freaking protocol because now I know I own 98% of the network. Guess what? That person that just deposited another 10 grand to the 10 grand he already had in there, that's just going to go down to 5 grand for each 10 grand he put in there. So now he's left with 10 grand and I just ran off with 10 grand, even though he just put in another 10 grand. You see how that works? Like price action?
No,
It creates pressure. Yeah, because he creates a buying pressure where the person who just purchased it at a lower price purchased it at a higher price, and that's when the person who just purchased it at the lower price that the other guy purchased it also to make the price go higher to the higher price that the other guy just purchased at also, then he sells his $1 million worth of shares, and then the price of the coin goes down. He purchases back the coin that he just sold off to him. That guy loses 10 grand, right?
You're not talking about the guy that started the coin. The guy that started the coin make off like a bandit if that happens.
But it's there's nothing illegal about this. It's all about who, like do you trust the protocol? Like that's why I don't invest in shit other than like Bitcoin or Ether now. Like with all these other shit coins and shit. Bro, these people, they have levers and switches to each of these coins that they can just press at any moment when they notice there's enough money on the network for them to just dump on everybody.
All that shit's bullshit.
Yeah.
All that shit is bullshit.
Yeah. Especially with these NFTs. It's even worse with the NFTs, dude, because they're just like pictures. It's people don't even look at charts to what the prices are or anything, and they can control it.
I like the NFTs, but that's a whole nother conversation. But hold on, before we get so we got off topic. I wanted to hear one of your songs, bro.
Yo, but I think I have an issue with like publishing my music because every time I try to publish it, they tell me like, "Oh, your artwork's wrong. Oh, you got flagged for copyright." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, I showed them the email of the artist I was working with. He said it's cool to publish my song that I made with his beat and stuff. He wasn't even asking for royalties, dude. The producer 50 grand. I was like, "Oh, thanks a lot, bro. You're the first one in the industry who doesn't." And I guess because maybe he's white or whatever, he doesn't give a shit. You know, like he's already made his 50 grand. So he's like, I don't give a fuck about publishing this beat. Let this kid start his career and, make some money off this song for himself since he barely has any followers on Spotify. Like I would totally do that for somebody. If I'm a producer, I would just kick somebody a beat.
Homeless people have, you think any homeless people make music?
Yeah, actually, I've talked to some talented like people that were like, yo, Hans, like I said, Hans, what's his last name? I forgot. He's like making tons of money now, bro.
Zimmer?
Doing comedy shows, and he was homeless in a van just like 2 years ago.
Dude, so I thought, isn't it weird that homeless smell the most sheltered?
What do you mean?
Just saying, like homeless smell the most sheltered.
Well, yeah, like us as men smell like crap when we're put in a room together. And a lot of them don't take showers.
Yeah. I just find that weird,
So like this song right here, I guess it got 100. It was my pin post. I made this in 2020.
Are you sharing are you going to share your screen or what?
I didn't like my lyrics that much, but for some reason, because I mixed everything in post-production a lot better than what it was originally. Like, yo, if you heard the stems to this track of my vocals, you'd be like, wow, this track is trash, even though like I kind of made it sound a little dope.
Wait, hold up. Could you play it and share your screen so I could hear it clearly?
Hey man, I'm about to make it rain. Money thoughts, money showers, money
here we go.
the car, that's a foul, third base, home run. I ain't even playing it, me. So what and how I get paid, that's how it's gonna be. How we gonna stay living on earth with the bowl race. What the fuck of me to be a human? I'm a easy taking over earth. I need more space. It's a give it to make a proper home for these thoughts. That's why I got more rain off a whole thinking I'ma have to flip her throat. Dirty talk about what I'ma do to the whole game. Loud is what I smoke, so it don't roll rage. How the fuck you suck me to a slow pace, fast lane? About to round up everybody and then take them to the mass, man. Half Jewish, half Christian, I ain't capping. Fuck you and your religion while you asking. My opinion of you is what I'm lacking. Back king with my hand, I'm all posted to the gap. Bitch, lame ass haters always know nothing. Something that I know for sure is that my ass.
Yo. So yeah.
Yo. Yeah, I was listening to it, bro.
Oh, we're past the president, practice. I'm taking money, setting even mad matches. I'm going broke. I'm taking that shit. Everything you know me. I'm like, shoot, get try no that she's thinking of me. Get a smack, still they don't smoke with the girl that I did in the past. Then she will rob your home. Better get back on gun first before going up with a mask in. But you already know. Ready to laughing about it. And I'm really sure I gotta bounce back if I make a hit to the floor that she dancing on. Thought you know the bad days as I can on Morse. Drop a low girl, pick it up, don't hang up the phone when I'm thinking we talking alone together. Think I hear somebody in the background. Bitch, get the fuck around home. Oh, you ain't know if you ain't even getting me dome, then you fucking gotta go. See the lounge getting girls home, kicking me out when you gotta walk. I'm standing out because I'm a mother.
Is that Steven Tyler bar?
Shit, you're all bitch.
What?
I couldn't hear that. I can't hear the edits. Was that a Steven Tyler bar?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, the Aerosmith. I thought it was my bad.
What,
I can
what was
hear
the
you
line?
good editing and layering in the background, but I can't hear it like terribly clear. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
He just said, "Little girl, pick it up and drop it to the floor."
No, I
I thought it
didn't.
was a Steven Tyler bar.
What does the Steven
Sounded
Tyler bar
like-
sound like?
It sounded like
I'm
little
listening to
girl,
Steven
pick it up
Tyler.
and drop.
Something like that.
What? What did Steven Tyler say?
He's like Aerosmith, bro.
I've heard some Aerosmith songs. I just don't remember what they sound like because I don't listen to music much.
She looks like a lady.
You know, that type of shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking of just sticking to DJing like and making beats because those motherfuckers make so much money and they don't have to deal with the same atmosphere that hip hop artists have to, with like the dumbass people that will like throw shit at us on stage or will like fucking like heckle the fuck out of us while we're trying to perform and shit, or they'll cut off our mics. You know, I'm tired of all that dumb shit. Or they will just mess up our set by not letting us perform at all when we're supposed to.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, I'll share my latest with you since you shared yours. I'm just gonna share one because I think you've heard my stuff before, but it's been a minute. And you tell me what you honestly think. Nerdy, I don't know if you heard this.
Is it the rap royalty one?
Oh yeah, maybe you did hear it.
What the fuck?
Yo, how are you projecting your screen though?
I'm sharing my screen.
Oh.
Don't you know my heartbeat is a strong desire? When I'm thrilled about the warmth of your touch. Baby, don't you
It's
know
me
my
and then it's Gigi and then it's Buffalo Baby.
loving so much. Dark night, Bruce Wayne, insomniac type of nightlife. Trying to find my way back to the light, but I
think I listen to your shit, bro.
Sedentary living with addiction or McDonald vision. Where's the punchline?
Recognize it?
Superpower,
Yeah, I remember hearing
your
this.
main ambition is true crime. I'm the new kind
Oh,
of
you heard
rapper
this
you've
one?
been trying to
Well, I
vibe.
listened to it recently, but I remember hearing your vocals before.
Bills one would think it'd be pretty tough to hide. But as long as my checks check out, I got nothing to deny. So stop crying. If you really wanna know.
All right, hold up. I'll fast forward to Bunny Star and he kills it.
Which microphone are you using? The SM7B?
No, I'm using Apple plugin. My phone.
Which one?
Apple wired headphones.
Oh shit. The Max or the Beats?
Just the whatever fucking wired headphones to my phone.
Yo, that's what I've been using the Samsung. Like most of the songs on my page are recorded with the Samsung app. But I thought I was the only one like who like knew how to like turn it into something better than like what it sounds like. Yeah, like even though you did with what you could like with what you got. Like that's great, dude. Because most people can't. They record that shit and then they just leave it exactly how they recorded it instead of tweaking it to make it sound like a good mic, which is what post production's for.
Yeah, I just do the phone shit. I mean, my production's kind of ass. Like overall, like there's way better people.
You sounded
like,
clear though.
Yeah, ASAP spiced it up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Who?
ASAP spiced it up. ASAP
Ace-
GG.
Aesop?
Yeah, like well, no, ASAP.
I don't know anyone. Damn, why do people do that shit? If there's already like 2 people with that name, why are you gonna start sounding like a third person like that?
There's a lot of people with that name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I mean, unless it's like, I guess yeah, you're right. It could be like OG
He's part of
Lil.
ASAP. He's part of ASAP gang though.
like he's actually part of it.
He's like his cousin's ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, I guess ASAP is becoming a like a surname.
Well, there is an ASAP, but he's just he's fucking wild, dude. He's like next level type shit. But yeah, that's me, dude. That's me. So if you've heard my stuff, you know.
Why haven't you published it and opened your own website already and all that shit?
I don't know. I just I'm on YouTube a little bit. Like the dudes that are in my crew like started some stuff and they post some of the shit. But like I said, bro, like I just do it to vent and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I love doing it. I don't really do it for money. I don't do it for.
That was the same
definitely
reason
don't
I
do it.
started making rap songs.
I just literally do it to vent, bro. Like I love writing. I love writing. Like if I was gonna make money, I want to make money off writing because all I do is
me
write.
too.
Like
I was thinking of just becoming a songwriter as well, bro, instead of just like performing.
Can we just go and sit and roast motherfuckers that we randomly click on? Because that sounds like a pleasantly fun idea.
And what, public chat?
I mean, we could do public chat, but I was talking about songs in particular. I'd be like, holy shit, this guy isn't bad, or holy shit, the song is complete ass.
Yeah, we could do that. What?
Smash your pass.
You want to lead us? Lead us into
No.
the.
No, I want to nerdy. I haven't heard you do like a laid back track where you're just like da 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 some shit like that. I don't know, like because you're more like na 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 na.
Did you hear Apocalyptic
I'm not trying to diss you either.
yet?
What?
Did you hear Apocalyptic Paradise yet?
Nah, you gotta send that or just play it right now.
It's on my Rap Fame. It is actually kind of a little more laid back, and it's all about like.
You gotta pick a beat that's slow with like pick a beat with 60 beats per minute, like something like Clamp's Casino shit, or like I don't know, like you need a beat where you're just smoking a joint and you're looking at the camera like you're really smacked and you're talking like kind of slower than you usually rap, like and then like whatever Eddie can step in. Oh, he doesn't make rap, right? I guess whatever, and then you have somebody step in with like a faster verse that you can like, you know, you need one of those tracks. You know, like not all your tracks have to be you rapping fast.
No, I agree. I actually do better. I think some of my better tracks are actually better in like the 70 to 90 beats per minute. Hold up, I'll be right back.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but you don't have any. All right. I was gonna say she don't have it the 60 beats per minute tracks. So
I got a good song track I could share.
There's a huge difference, right? I don't know if you sound engineer much yourself, but after a while you can tell.
Let me know if you heard this one. If I start playing it, this is one of my favorite singing tracks. Like I consider it singing more than not singing type shit. But if you heard it already, obviously I'll stop. Oh, there's my track with Spider, Boom Bap.
Yeah, don't be playing no bitch song though.
No, this is Buffalo. This is it, bro. It's the vibe. It's the vibe.
No, I meant like laid back, like Wiz Khalifa, like.
Check it.
What's that like his Black and Yellow album? Like Cushion OJ album. That's not Black and Yellow. You know, like Currency. Like that's what I meant by laid back, like
I hear you.
like slow. Like this shit's too laid back. This is like I'm in my feelings laid back. Like I'm not talking about. Like, I'm talking about the cusp of like on the fence of no feelings and like feeling like the shit. Like that.
Well, you heard this track. This is my Alien track.
Hold on, I'm gonna.
I'm the antidote. I got the
Oh
anti-life
shit.
equation for a kitchen. Area
Yo.
51 is my location. My probation is with
Yo, Kill Tony premiering. I forgot.
Bro, it already started. It already started at 8. It's 40 minutes in. It's almost
I'm
done.
an idiot. I forgot.
That's why it's on YouTube.
She fell in
That's
love
why
with
it's on
me
YouTube, bro.
first out of the pen. I put her to the side and said, why would you want to be with a man like that?
Last two shows
She
weren't
said,
as
first
funny.
off, he's, he's different, but second, he's a roughneck, and that's sexy. Yeah, it was real sexy until he started beating her ass. Yeah.
Dude, look, I got a huge following on BandLab.
You didn't do this. You didn't do this. I said, bitch, you went to jail for
Oh, this is from the 25th.
If anything, he picking up right where he left off.
Yo, this dude is doing a rap show at a comedy, bro. No.
Women will spend their best years with a fucking criminal. Killing somebody at Google. What the fuck? Like my ex was the same way.
Yo, why is this dude doing spoken word at Kill Tony, bro?
You're not tough enough. I'm like,
Yo.
bitch, your ex was in MS-13. I am a theater major. When you met me, I was auditioning for Peter Pan in this bitch. I was looking for my shadow.
That's got to be a normal.
He's in prison now. I mean, we're two different people. I do community theater. He do community service. I feel like I'm trying to figure out my motivation. He's trying to figure out his probation. Ladies and gentlemen, I was in Othello. He was in Othello. We are not the same people.
Yeah, that's the regular.
There you go, LSH.
Wow. What'd you say?
LSH coming in,
That's the right.
talking about his real life, laying it down. I love
That's
it.
the regular.
Fuck yeah, baby. BLM, baby. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Elvis, how did that feel for you? You happy?
Man, I mean, I had time off. Mirror and shit. And they don't like this shit. Yeah. Self-affirmation. She got
Stuff the landing. It's hard to get all that stuff in.
Usually I-
remember it and say it all and do it in a certain amount of time. It's hard.
Usually I say something funnier than Theo Vaughn right now.
So tell us about your life, Ellis. What's been going on since the last time we saw you? It's been a few weeks.
It's been a few weeks. Man, just working at Amazon. Hey, shout out to Mr. Joe, the sexy older gentleman taking pictures. He took me out.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I suggested that there should be an artist like painting at every Kill Tony show to make it more about art, and he put that shit there. I wrote that as a comment. I was like, "Yo, there should be somebody painting somebody's, face on the stage there."
Bro, I got a multi-million-dollar idea.
So you went to
I got a multi-million-dollar idea.
Oh yeah, what's that?
like what did you notice? Like
The llamas, the peacocks, the chickens. I just meant.
what's a fucking petting zoo?
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
That's what rich people have?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a farm?
Yo, Kill Tony should be renamed Conversations with a Faggot,
Bro,
because that's all this is.
hell yeah. I mean, these houses as big
Yo.
as my parents' house and shit.
Wow, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just
It's a good
Is he
thing that
gay?
Theo Vaughn's at least there tonight
No, it was
with
big-
Red
Mr.
Band,
Joe, it's
who
big
never
as fuck
speaks,
right
of course,
why
because
are you calling him Mr.
Why is this so fucking going off, dude?
he's the jester.
55 right now?
He's Tony's jester.
Call me rich white man, Mr. First Name. But
Shit, my bad.
did he have you tending to the chickens or something like that? Mr. Joe.
Nah, Tony could have done better than a chicken joke for a black guy. I mean, comedian. They're not all funny.
He's laughing.
They're not all funny, but he's
Yo,
fucking
they're not all
unreal.
funny.
See if I've gone over the line.
But there was an awfully lot of older
shit.
white people. I was nervous.
Right.
They was looking like class of '62 in that bitch.
Sounds like a Jordan Peele.
Shots
movie or
fired.
something like that. I don't know what's going on. Chickens and llamas.
Fucking crazy.
I love it. You're dressed super comfortable today.
What do you say? Smells like a Jordan Peele fucking movie. What do you say?
I just came in.
Okay.
Hooping.
That's a stereotype. All right.
Yo, his lisp tells me otherwise.
How'd you play today? How was basketball?
Not good. I'll just pass it. Feel like that.
All right.
Like, I don't know. The best actors in the world are like people who are short, trying to like get an extra man, and they're like, "Hey man, come on, man. It don't matter if you don't know how to play." And I'm like, "Dude, I gotta ask you, bro. I can't play." Dude, that's okay. It's all about fun. As soon as y'all motherfuckers start, shit. Like, I tell you what it was. I tell you
Yeah, I
what
don't
it
understand this
was.
shit. It's not making me laugh.
My name is cracking the airport. Asthmatics way.
I mean, not everything's funny.
Classically trained actor, Ellis, and you got that into your set. Can you give us an example of
Yeah.
like some acting that you could do? Like, is
Yo,
there,
bro,
like,
I be
a
trolling the
character that you
chat
can
room
play
at
or
Kill
something like
Tony's
that? Or can you,
YouTube page.
Make yourself cry on command.
But I
or
was thinking of
anything like
taking
that?
my motorcycle to Austin to perform there
I really want
myself.
to see Ellis cry right now.
Since this guy's flopping like a floppy fish
Is Mr. Joe videotaping
without the
this?
tank.
Hey, Theo. Okay, look, can you all right? You my girl, and you gonna break up with me.
Oh
Just
shit!
break up with me.
You break up with you?
Yeah.
I'm just asking, can I use the N-word or not?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, Theo, yo, you heard what he just asked him, bro? Yo, bro, you
No.
heard what he just asked him?
No.
Yo, he said, "Can I call you the N-word, bro?"
Discretion. Okay.
And now it
What'd he
kind
say?
of sounds bad that I repeated it.
What'd he say?
I'm not gonna say it a third time, bro. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna
but
say it the first. I mean, the
You know
second.
what the fuck's up, boo?
What did he say? Did he actually say it?
A little.
Nah. He didn't say it, bro. He said, "Yo, Theo Von would never say that word on stage, bro." You kidding me? He'd say that shit off stage. Oh shit!
Louis C.K. would.
With Mr. Joe Pitt and them fucking white animals. What?
Hey, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
I know you've been out there with Papa Joe. Getting them little fucking funky Muppets.
Son, you crazy, baby. Look.
What?
Your homeless ass is
He's role playing
about this relationship.
for his comedy set. Whack.
Son,
This line has currently been disconnected.
Yo, this episode's going on for an hour and a half right now. But I'm gonna post this on Anchor through through Spotify and Pandora and all that, and iTunes. So I'm sponsoring Kill Tony.
A very, very good
I expect a check in the mail for including your show in my podcast episode. I'm gonna have my lawyers contact Mr. Hinchcliffe if necessary.
You guys having fun out there, huh?
I don't have any lawyers, but don't make me get some.
Patrick Stewart. Here we go. Patrick Stewart. Nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Patrick Stewart. We got movement. Here he comes, everybody. This is it. Patrick Stewart, everyone. All right. I look like Jesus with an eating disorder. I've been told that before, but like not directly. Like I've been smacked on the ass before, just by mistake. Like
That's happened to me too, unfortunately.
and then Jesus Christ, eat a sandwich.
This guy started running. I was just about to punch him.
Also, maybe like Jason Momoa with like this is way after a picture, like decomposed after like a few decades. Man, I got nothing else. I look like Jason Lee. Ari Shafir, if you got lost in the woods on mushrooms. Man, I got nothing else.
All right, 52 seconds. Patrick Stewart. It doesn't matter. There you go. That would have been a minute. Patrick, how are you?
Doing all right.
How long you been doing stand-up comedy for?
My first time.
Your first time out. You look like those things that you look like. Jesus with an eating disorder, that checks out. You look like you could have been crucified with thumbtacks.
Of course.
Use that next time. Then you'll have a full minute. Especially with all that laughter, it'll really fill in the extra 8 seconds.
Jesus was pretty skinny, though. I mean, have you ever seen like a little chubby Jesus? He already looks like Jesus with it.
This guy looks like his last supper was months ago. Where are you from? San Antonio, absolutely. And what are you doing in Austin? Coming to see Kill Tony. I love it. All right. And you signed up. So this is something you've been planning for a while? That's kind of like so many times. Okay.
Yo, what happened to Nerdy?
Were you nerve-wracked? Oh, yeah, my heart's beating.
I have no idea. I just got back.
That's crazy. That must fucking, you can really probably.
Yo, if you need to go, I guess I'll just cut off this episode and promote the show and just end it right there. Then pause.
Is Tony Hinchcliffe gay?
I think so. Why?
No.
You want to kiss him?
No, I was just. I always like. I hear gay jokes all the time in the show, and I always like never know if he's just a control freak or if he's gay or what. Like he's got a very.
For all I know, he could just be a very feminine man.
For a living.
Yeah, he seems
that likes
very
pussy.
feminine. So I don't know if he's gay, but.
I'm just joking, dude.
Company. You work at a company. Oh, okay. I see. Very good. Yes, indeed. You work at a company. What do you do for that company?
I work on the dogs.
Yo, why don't we make a track?
I process products.
Yeah, we could figure something out after I finish filming this podcast episode for Anchor.
Yeah, it sounds like an 8th grade education.
Yeah, toss me a beat. Let's get after it.
From high school? Yeah. Okay. Did you go to college at all? What'd you do instead?
All right. I guess I'll listen to it later after it's over.
Well, you put these on Anchor?
Yeah. Yo, you know that could be like our side hustles, like bringing on. I'm thinking of bringing on guests. Anybody that makes rap songs or whatever, like even finding them by foot sometimes, like in the hood and shit. But yo, you want me to put your name up on on one of my episodes? We got to promote ourselves. You know what I mean? Instead of relying on apps like Rap Fame, bro.
Yeah, facts. Rap Fame ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah. So I mean, if you
Goliath ain't gonna do shit either.
Yeah, and I was also I don't know. I kind of wanted to have a show like I wanted to film a show where I don't give a fuck about what happens, like in terms of like how the guests react to like what I'm doing, in terms of like pranking and shit. You know what I mean? Kind of like what's his? I mean, I don't want to be a particular like clone of Andre's show, but something along the same lines of of what I was thinking of, like not so rude as he is. More kind of like in the middle between Zach Galifianakis with Between Two Ferns, and like as almost as direct and rude as like Andre is.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be dope.
Like almost kind of trying to be a gentleman about being rude. Like about the response. Like why would you like you know, having no filter with what you're saying, but saying it politely.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Like, you know, just to see the reaction. Like it's like, you know, shit that would trigger other people that like have weak like egos and shit, you know. Like, but you know, Andre would like go as far as to like just break the table in between him and his guest and shit. You know, he would like destroy the studio.
Bro, he does crazy shit.
Yo, what
Which is
other show
crazy.
can you think of that's better than that? Honestly, like he's so underrated too. Like, because no, you know, people know about him, but no, he doesn't get mentioned enough, like, or shown, like, as like in terms of his clips on the internet as much as like, all, you know, somebody like maybe Stephen Colbert will get popped up on the screen, and like after a late night show, like, or like, you know, I'll see like Jimmy Fallon's like clips or whatever the fuck, but I won't see like his as much.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's on. I mean, he doesn't really promote a ton.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't do promotion too much, and I don't understand why he doesn't promote itself like the way Ari Shaffir's The Amazing Races promoted itself when he went viral.
Yeah,
and he probably made bank off of those videos. You know, he probably just hired actors too, or made them like, or he just like made them sign NDAs after, like by showing them like, oh, it's just a prank. Like I wasn't actually trying to be racist. Like, you know, you'll make this much from the video. What?
I said Ari's definitely a businessman for sure.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, there's no way that all those people like would allow him to get away with that shit without him getting like, you know, bullied by people on the street. Like, yo, what? You thought that was funny, bro? Like, yo, he had millions of people watching his videos acting that way. So it's like, you gotta have some heavy set of balls to do that shit, you know, and still walk outside like it's regular. Like, he was saying some racist, doing some racist shit that like nobody in the comedy world would ever prank anyone with. But for some reason, he ain't so great at podcasting though. Like, he should just like go on stage more.
That's not his medium. That's not his medium.
Yeah, but like, you know,
he's better.
Some people, they're just funny when they're on stage and they stay away from podcasting, like, because they're not able to.
Yeah, podcast is more like organic. It's more like genuine. It's less like physical. Like they're not. It's a different environment, you know.
Yeah, I guess you have to know yourself as a person. What was that?
Better on podcast. Rogan's better on podcast than he is on fucking stage.
Joe Rogan sucks.
We're not talking about Rogan right now.
Oh, what up? What up, booby?
Oh, only cucks listen to Joe Rogan. Only cucks listen to Joe Rogan.
Why are you such a hater, bro? What did Rogan ever do to you?
Hey, Eddie, I gotta give you props. Blackbird's fucking sick, bro.
Yo, word up.
Adam Carolla is better than fucking Joe Rogan.
Yo, who was the dude that took that idea and ran with it? Because I remember saying that shit in the chat room. I was like, yo, imagine a show where there's like just some like dude who's like a retarded kid who gets blamed for the murder, who accidentally just said that he did it when he didn't.
Hey, OG. I got it. I got my $1 million idea. You want to hear it?
Because he wanted to get attention from people.
You want to hear it?
What? Because he's lonely.
Kill Tony. Take that entire format. Make it about hip hop.
Dude, I gave him that entire format, bro.
No. Listen, serious talk.
Yo, first of all, I made a song that was like Kill OG NASA. After I made that song, you could see the day that I posted that shit, the motherfucking Kill Tony show pops up. And I didn't even know that show existed until like he started going on the Rogan show and I figured it out. And I'm like, wait a second, sounds so similar. Serious, and like every great idea, like what my point being is that every great idea came from another great idea. So even though I had that great idea,
but ideas are worth shit.
But even though I had that great idea, guess what? I took that idea from Jay-Z because he made a song called Kill Jay-Z. So originally it was Jay-Z's idea that started
ideas
Kill
are
Tony.
Worthless, dude. Ideas are fucking worthless. It's about execution.
Exactly.
Everyone knows that.
So, you know, that's what they try. You know, I would get mad about that shit, but I'm like, you know what? I didn't execute in time.
But OG,
You know, but
hear me
but
out
the
though.
thing is, like,
Hear
why
me
did they
out.
execute without me when it was my idea to begin with?
Hold on,
That's what I hate.
Listen,
Like, not even
troll me in a
including the
second.
equation.
Troll me in a second. Just listen to this. Kill Tony with a hip hop premise, and it's the exact same show, but imagine it being hip hop.
Yeah, we just ask people to like battle me on stage, like as they go up, like, and I'm gonna have 3 like judges just try to battle back all the time, like instead of like what Nick Cannon's doing, which is like they're more like, you know, bigger
Not even
crowd.
battle, dude. Just a minute to share their fucking work, dude. Just like a song or like one
Yeah,
song. They get one song,
it could be a battle or it could be just a regular song, I guess. Yeah,
and then we judge them or we roast them or we do whatever, and then the battle or whatever can come from the roast part. But it's like basically copy the entire Kill Tony and make it hip hop. That's $1 million idea, bro. I'm dead ass. Because it works better with music than it does with stand up, even because you really have to have those comedians like Hinchcliffe and Red Band with the way he does tech and with the guests. Like they have to be super interactive. They have to be on point at all times. They bring on the regulars to have that interaction when the shit's going south, which we can do too. Like, but it
you know, there
works
could be
best for music, bro.
there could be a segment after the show. Also, I'm thinking like where they have all the judges that were judging everybody who went on stage with their rap material, and instead they just have a like where they're sitting in chairs like in Comics Unleashed, and they're just rapping amongst each other, like with whatever battles they have, like the professionals.
Yeah, I mean, a
You know
battle
what I
rap
mean?
would be kind of a
Like
battle rap thing would be kind of different
there'll be like amateurs
because
night section, and then there'll be like the professionals after. It'll be like a 2-in-1 show instead of
I
just
mean,
like
the battle rap's a different format, and there's a lot of competition out there for like competing shows that are like already battle rap. Like this is just like basically Kill Tony with like people singing the tracks instead of doing stand up. I'm telling you, bro, it's literally $1 million idea, literally. I would go and I'd be like a red band with you. If you be like a Tony, I'd be like a red band. I would do some fucking just like side tech shit, like low key shit. I like have my input a little bit here and there, but not much. Yeah, I would do that. Like online, if you wanted to do something online where we did this some type of shit virtual, and then if something kind of came from it, then we actually made something of it. I'd fly out and do some live shit.
Yo, I was also thinking of that because everyone's like doing like telecalls now instead, like with Zoom and shit. And even they're starting podcast shows with just Zoom calls, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could start it with just Zoom and shit like that. But I mean, I'm saying like if it did take off, like I would be fine like flying out. Like I'm just saying, like I'm serious about that idea. Like if you took that on and did that,
Yeah,
I would do that with you.
We could find some club that is or like a bar that is willing to like host our show, where we just set up a table.
It'd be whoever you have a great relationship with already, and they would. And if we had enough big of a following, I guarantee they would.
And I already know how to get people to show up there because there's this website where all the comedy open mics are posted that I posted on one
You
time.
guys have a Bottle Blonde by you?
Huh?
I know the owner of Bottle Blonde. So you guys have a Bottle Blonde bar type shit near you in New York?
No, I don't know. Is that a franchise bar? I never even heard of a franchise bar.
Yeah,
Like
so that
Hooters.
could be an option because I know who owns that. So if you have a Bottle Blonde by you, we could do that too. If it like worst case scenario.
What the hell? Bottled what?
Bottled Blonde.
What do they have? Multiple locations where you live?
They have locations nationwide, I think. I don't know about New York. I'm looking it up right now. They got Chicago. They got Arizona.
Oh, it's pizzeria and beer garden.
Scottsdale, Dallas, Houston, Miami, Chicago, Fort Worth. I don't see
Oh,
New
that's
York
crazy.
yet.
It's like the next Starbucks, but with pizza and beer.
Damn, bro. They don't even show the one in fucking Chicago. They only show the fucking.
Yeah, there's one in Dallas.
5.
It says.
There's one in Chicago, bro. What the fuck? They're not even showing it.
Yeah, the logo's all right.
Anyways, well, that could be an option too. But I mean, I mean, I'm sure since you do the stand-up scene, like
funny.
you have relationships with those guys. But yeah, I'm serious about that. Like low key, like if you wanted to start something, I'd jump right onto it. I'd be your like right hand man, and I would fucking I take responsibilities and shit, like setting shit up, and I would totally be down for that.
I mean, I would have to get a better backdrop if we're gonna like have live talks. No, but what I really wanted to do was like I wanted to get one of those microphones they have for like newscasts and shit, and just go up to people and start
get one.
like doing kind of what Jeff Ross would do, where he would just kind of like roast people, but like make them feel better about their day at the same time somehow because of how funny he made like of how horrible he actually made them feel.
Yeah, he's fucking genius at that, dude. I love that dude. He's fucking hysterical.
Like that's hilarious.
But
Like, and
bro,
this
I'm
is
just
my
saying,
take
like,
on it. That's really all you have to do is just interact with people and put it on film. Like that's all it is.
Well, I mean,
and there's different forms of doing that. You know, podcasting, just going like what I just said, pranking people like that. You know,
I mean,
making movies, making music videos. It's all the same shit, dude. It's interacting with people.
It's all about starting too, because I think a lot of people they get like I know so many people that are like, oh, I want to start this podcast, or oh, I want to do this, or I want to do that, but I got to get like this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and that. Like, bro, that's not how the world works. And I don't know if you agree with that, but like, if somebody wants to start to do something, like, just fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that think through shit too much, it's like it annoys me. It's just like, just fucking throw some shit out there. It's like we can always go back and delete shit. Like it's not like we can't fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's like I'm gonna post this episode after it's over, and you know, it's almost like 2 hours. Usually, people like make like an hour-long podcast because you also get like, you know, they think about like there shouldn't be a certain time limit with conversations like that we like are planning on posting like this right now, because then it just doesn't come off as genuine, and people are like, oh, they're just trying to limit the amount of time they talk because you know, they want to play more ads and blah blah blah. Like, and that's not really what it's about. It's about spreading the right information for people to like, you know, like to help them based on where you are on your path in order to help yourself as well while you're helping others. And that's why people teach too. You know, a lot of people become teachers because like they learn more by helping because they memorize it better.
Facts.
So that's what I noticed when I would be describing something about finance or something to a friend. I like it helped me with my trading better because I also like trade by day, aside from like the media stuff that I do. And I would remember it more because of how many people I explained it to already.
So. Yeah. Well, I'm big in the stock shit, so I've been doing that since I was 14. So I love that. I don't trade though. I mean, I have, but I'm more of an investor than I am a trader. But I trade a little bit here and there, just for fun. You know, I don't do anything crazy, but I love stocks, dude. It's one of my passions.
Yeah, that's what I don't know if you've watched The Compound and Friends.
Love it.
Yeah, I told them to start that shit, bro.
Favorite.
And they went instantly from like 0 followers to like 30,000, 50,000, like real followers organically. And I'm like, I knew it. With that name, they're gonna be super popular because and it's just the way you said you watch it though, right? You just said that
they're the best finance show on like social media, period, in my opinion.
Yeah, because they give it to you straight up. Well, and Tasty Trade also. I listen to Tasty Trade a lot, and also the All In podcast with all the internet executives for that, the like the VC funds and managers and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to the Motley Fool and I listen to that. Everything else is kind of like I don't get attached because it's just kind of like certain episodes can just fucking lose me, and it's like, okay, what the fuck are they, you know, saying? But those are really the only Motley Fool and The Compound are the only two that I really fucking vibe with, like for every episode. Like I could be engaged for every episode, but like you said, dude, they give it to you real. Like, dude, there's so much bullshit out there.
Well, yeah, Timcast also gives it to you real, but they make it more about how can I get more clicks for this show. So I kind of stopped listening to them because they're all about like over exaggerating everything they hear, or like making too many hypotheticals that just make my brain hurt.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's like the downturn of the market or this or that. Like
Yeah.
even the compound has certain things with like looking at charts. Like they overchart themselves, but
Yo, but when
you
they're,
kind of know that going into it.
when there's a really
You know?
important topic, like, and you want to get the facts down, though, like Timcast is perfect for that shit. But like when there's nothing really going on in the news, like I hate watching their show because they're just going rambling about the same shit they ramble on about, like in the last few episodes they did. But when there's like some new like when there's something new on the internet, like that people are going crazy about, that like other people are calling other people crazy for, they explain it like in such a way that like gets people to just wake up from this shit, and they make it funny too, and like they don't say it in like a hurtful way, and like that's why I think like it's important for podcasts like Timcast to exist, even though like he's annoying to listen to sometimes because like he has to keep his viewership like going, obviously, like, and this is his job, like, is to podcast, but it's just like, you know, when there's no news and there's nothing to talk about, and like even like Rogan's been falling for this trap, I feel like, but like I don't even mind it because like I already know them, and I know their faults and like what they're good at and what they're not. So like
I'm not a big Timcast guy.
yeah, I mean I try to find like the little moments in the show that like I can like latch onto and like hold on for a while and remember like, oh, that was funny, like or oh,
like
I can use a bit of this in my bit, you know, where I'll say something that is even funnier than what they said, but it'll include what they said, you know. So that's really why I watch it, is like to find anything different that nobody else has mentioned before, because a lot of it is repeated, but that's also what helps find what to say that's different, that's funny, that nobody has said before, which is like, you know, it's the catch-22 that most people can't get, and a lot of them, like a lot of comedians, will just end up repeating the same joke that they heard somebody else say, you know, at a bar, or just one of their friends that made it for them. Like they didn't. You could tell it's not even their joke because they're just. It sounds like they're reading it off a page or something, but people are still laughing because it is funny. You know.
Yeah, I'm a big people watcher, so I find that there's enough material every time I go out of the house and just fucking.
Yeah, you can appreciate when something's genuine. And it's like not repeated, like what we said. Like Jeff Ross does that. Like not too many comedians like they'll say jokes like him, like off the bat, or like Bill Burr, or like Joey Diaz. Like I'll be listening to all these comedians. I'm like, I know I've said that joke one day on stage before,
Dude,
and
Bill
maybe
Burr's
I've been
skit
repeated
about-
it, huh?
Bill Burr's skit about the fucking his not maybe his last special, but the special before last, about his the airbag in the cars when cars first had airbags, and it was only for the driver, and he was like, poof, and he gets into an accident, and he's like, oh, thank God, my family. Dude, I was literally dying. Like that's the kind of shit I listen to. His podcast though, his Monday morning podcast.
Yeah, it's like genuine shit. Like comedy should be genuine shit about your own life that you've noticed that nobody else has noticed but you, because you lived it. Not because you heard somebody else's joke that people laughed at and you thought it'd be something good to say on stage to save face, so your reputation doesn't get ruined that you're some bad comedian that bombs. You know, there's just too much of that, bro, in the industry. It's so annoying.
I
It's
look at it like the view people take on certain things. Like when you're walking around a supermarket or you're at the gym or wherever, and then you think of a bar and you're like, oh, dude, that bar is sick. And then you go on your phone and you like jot it down or whatever. I look at jokes the exact same way. When you're walking around and somebody says something or something sparks your mind, and it's like, oh, that angle, looking at that thing, which is maybe an everyday occurrence, but just the way that somebody looked at it, or the way that you just thought about it.
You're trying to present a better, if not not better, but just different, or of the same nature perspective of that people can't understand, but look at it in a way they can, in case they don't.
That's why my shelter joke bombed when I said it to you earlier, because I don't have a setup for it at all. But I just literally, like yesterday or the day before, my buddy was talking about it, and he was saying something about homeless shelters and like what he had experienced growing up in foster care and all this other stuff. And he said to his girlfriend, "Oh, you smell like a shelter. Like, what are we fucking homeless here?" And it just clicked in my mind. Like homeless,
but it can't sound depressing, because that's when people don't want to feel bad for you on stage. You know,
yeah, but you could spin that in a way. There's a joke there, like a really good joke there. Homeless people smell sheltered.
This Air
Like,
Force
there's a joke
sergeant
to be had in
in the crowd, like I got off stage one day when I used to be homeless and shit, and she told me, like, I was just saying a joke, but I wasn't even trying to come off as like depressing or sad. And she's just like, well, you could tell in the tone of your voice that you were just like, it came from like a place of like where you needed a lot of healing to do, and then people could tell. And then like she's like, I don't want to sound like, you know, rude, like, like not sympathetic to where you're at in life right now to get yourself out of that slump, but you know what I mean. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I totally don't even feel offended that I'm glad you told me that, because now I know that like even though I was trying to be funny, it sounded depressing because that's not what comedy's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be
Yeah, no, that there
like
is
making
something to
people
be
feel
said about
bad for
that.
you just to get them to laugh. That's
Yeah,
you know,
there is something
people
to be said
are there
about
for
that.
them, not you. They're there for their own pleasure to laugh at your job is just to be like, I'm not gonna say like a tool, but like your job is to be basically like just like the buffer between them and them feeling good and not feeling good. Like 'cause when they walk in the club, they're not feeling good. That's why they're going to there. That's why they're going to the comedy club, because they're trying to feel better about their life and their mundane fucking jobs they go to every week and shit. You know, it's like.
I'd be interested and intrigued by your writing style, because like for music, I have a process down. I obviously haven't done it enough for like joke writing, because I don't plan on ever using the joke writing, so I haven't really done it a lot. I've done it here and there, but music, I have this thing where I think in joke writing there would be some overlap where like when I'm thinking of a song, it's intentional with a purpose, with like a main goal of the song, right? And then I'll have a page that I just blast ideas about whatever that thing is, and based around that thing, just random ideas, and anything that is like relevant in my mind when I think of this subject matter, and I'll just blast a page full of like random shit, and then after that I'll connect the dots on it. I feel like that one style would work in comedy too. I don't know. So I'd be intrigued by like, what's your writing process when you're thinking of jokes?
Well, damn, I don't really have a process. That I just say whatever I think, and then usually, okay, I guess the best way I can describe it is I try to find holes in people's theories from when they say something, and usually there's plenty of arguments to be had about a lot of things people say because they won't say it right, or like, you know, it could be funny even if they like mispronounce a word or whatever. Like there's always something that isn't right with what they say, because a lot of the times they're drunk because they're at a bar, you know. So their thinking's off, and then you could just like repeat it back to them, like, oh, really? Like this is what you think? Like this is why you're wrong, and it kind of sounds freaking hilarious when I point it out to everyone else who doesn't notice how retarded that, like, you know, well, you can't say retarded too, because then people get offended, because you know that's an actual like clinical term.
No, I like that. I like that word though. I like that word.
Yo, but it's.
You also don't want to be a smart guy in the crowd though, because nobody likes somebody that's smarter than them. That's like the number one rule.
Yeah, but another thing you could do is if you noticed a person saying something stupid on purpose, then you could just even call them out on that and be like, you don't have to, like, if they're messing up your joke or whatever, or better yet, if you're looking for like for crowd work, like where you ask them like, okay, just name a topic, and then you just say a joke off of that topic. Like Norm Macdonald does that very well, and I used to do that shit myself. And then it became like a trend. I don't know if I'm even the one who started it, but I probably could have been, or maybe it was just there before I got there. But like, I think I asked a host, I think at one club, and then all the clubs just started doing that shit. I was like, why don't you just ask the audience to name some things at the end of the show, like for people to go up on stage for like 30 seconds and say whatever the first joke that comes to mind is, like to try it as an
Who's
exercise.
your favorite stand-up?
You know?
Yeah. Who's your favorite stand-up?
I don't have a favorite stand-up.
You got a Mount Rushmore?
It's all scripted, bro. There's no true stand-up. It's all scripted.
You got a Mount Rushmore?
Nah. See, whenever I went on stage, it was always It was jokes I prepared in my mind, but not even like I never rehearsed it. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like is true stand up. It's like the jokes you go up on stage to try that you don't rehearse, thinking like they're gonna be funny right off the bat, to see if they are funny to yourself. For like to them, like it is for yourself when you repeat it to your own self in your own head. Because that's the only reason I say a joke. Is if it isn't funny to me with myself laughing in my with nobody hearing me laugh in my own room, then it probably won't be funny to other people. Because like you almost have to have a certain sanity about thinking about jokes. Like you have to feel a little bit crazy that like you're laughing at it, even though you just wrote it. Like it's almost like a form of narcissism in a way, a little bit too, involved. You know, but it's like a healthy form of
Yeah.
narcissism. It's not like
I don't disagree with that.
it's not like a dangerous form of narcissism where like you're affecting people's lives and like you're making them feel uncomfortable. It's more like playful
But
narcissism.
you don't have a Mount Rushmore of comics? You don't have like a top like list of comics that like you look up to?
But yeah, most of them are black though.
That's fine. Patrice
Chris
O'Neal was one
Rock,
of
Kevin
fucking best
Hart,
comics of all time.
Cat Williams, like
All hysterical.
yeah, Will Smith is even funny, but you know he's more of an action like actor now. So I don't really remember too much of his comedy, like in Fresh
Norm
Prince.
is actually my favorite.
Yo, but yeah, Norm Macdonald, Theo Vaughn, Joey Diaz. I already said that. Bill Burr, Jeff Ross. Let's see, Whitney
Brad Garrett's
Cummings.
hysterical.
Who else? I don't know too many other female comedians. You know, people don't really laugh at what's her face.
You big comedy fan?
Who's that blonde comedian? She was in Only Murders in the Building recently.
Only Murders in the
Blonde
Building.
girl.
I don't really watch them.
She stole a lot of jokes, and then people called her out for it, and like somebody even posted a YouTube video of it. Like she can be funny when she makes her own jokes. What?
Give me a second. I'm thinking of her name.
What was her name? How can I not?
Amy Schumer.
Yeah. Like yo, people think like I think it's hilarious that people hate her for doing that. That she was exposed for doing that, and she got away with it for so long too, and got paid off of it. Yo, that shit's hilarious.
I don't think she was funny. I never liked Amy Schumer.
But that's what's funny to me. That's that part. That's the part. She's a crook, and she was able to succeed at doing it. And now she says her own jokes.
She got fucking canceled, and that's what happened to Dane Cook.
She didn't get canceled. She was just in a new season of Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, Amy Schumer got canceled from the stand-up scene, bro. Like all stand-up comedians.
But she's doing show. She was in a show with Steve Martin and Selena Gomez, bro, and Martin Short. Like those are big people. Those are big actors.
She lost respect from the comedy scene, though. Like stand-ups.
So she's still working.
I mean, you know,
she lost respect. What? She lost respect from what? From OGs, from the vets, from the people who who had their prime time in comedy and like are just now trying to chase their own tail to get more viewers again because they're like out of the loop because people just look for new comedians here and there. They don't like keep looking at the same guy every time. You know, like
Are you a big Amy Schumer fan?
Like, no, I'm not defending Amy Schumer for like what she did. Like, I hate people. Like, that's exactly what I hate. But she exposed the industry because people do that all the time. She was just the first female to do that shit and expose everybody who's male who does that shit.
Illegal.
Who they don't talk about. What?
It's not illegal.
Yeah, but it's wrong. And she made it look so easy.
Yeah, Menstila did it.
And guess what? She was the only one called out for it because she's female. And that's even funnier because now we don't even pay. People still don't pay attention to the ones who like I mentioned before that are like that. Like that'll just go on stage repeating some joke they heard that other people laughed at before.
I mean, Dan Cook's not a comic anymore because he did that. He stole Louis C.K.'s jokes and then he got kicked off the scene because people disrespect him and he couldn't book a job.
Wait, really?
And he was the biggest fucking stand up at the time. Yeah, that's why he's not doing stand up, bro. Because He stole jokes from Louis C.K. and got fucking canceled.
Well, they could all still be actors. That's the thing that people don't realize is like, yo, you don't have to be so fucking anal about comedy. You know how many people stole my jokes? If I got mad for every time a person stole one of my jokes, yo, if I got paid for being mad for every time I was mad for like if I got $1 for each joke that I got stolen, I'd be a millionaire already, bro. I made 1 million jokes that were stolen.
The thing is like that is part of the industry, and it is the dark side of the industry.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with Amy, with Dane, with Carlos, they weren't just stealing jokes; they were stealing entire bits from like famous comedians, entire bits.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's like Amy took like
she was making bread off of that.
60 or 70% of Cosby's act.
That's hundreds of thousands of dollars you're talking about too for booking like show like a Netflix deal or something like that. I don't know if she's done any. I forgot, but
yeah, but I mean,
she's still like she got a Netflix. She got a Hulu deal with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez. Like she was in like at least like 20 minutes of the show. And
I mean,
like on multiple episodes.
It's probably sexist to say, but I don't really like women comedians. I don't really like any women comedian.
No, you just haven't heard the right ones.
I mean, I've heard a lot. I've seen a lot live too. I just don't think women are funny. I don't know. That sounds sexist to say. But
You got to watch Comics Unleashed. It's crazy. Women steal jokes the least. Every time I hear like a male comedian, I'm like, oh, like 6 out of 10 times those jokes are stolen. When I hear a woman comedian, even if she's not as funny, at least she tried to say her own jokes, and like maybe like 2 out of 10 female comedians will steal jokes.
I think the only female comedian I've ever liked is Sarah Silverman.
Oh yeah, I forgot her comedy too.
Honestly, like I can't name one other one, and I've probably seen live.
And what about 30 Rock? What's the
Tina Fey?
Yeah, Tina Fey.
Tina Fey's a great writer. I don't think she's a great comic.
Well, I think she's hilarious sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Tina Fey do stand up though either.
She was always funny in 30 Rock, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deny that. Like she was funny in 30 Rock.
Yo, she's actually so underrated. Tina Fey. Now that you mention it, she like mentioning her to you. I can tell she's very underrated. She was hilarious with her writing in 30 Rock. What?
She's an amazing writer. I'm not gonna hold.
Sometimes that's all it takes. It's just you have to be a better writer than doing stand up. Even like I'd have more respect for her just for that, instead of somebody that goes on stage stealing jokes and saying it better
with that.
or whatever the fuck. Like I don't know. It's
I
like
don't disagree with that.
You can't stop people from
I
stealing
think,
jokes.
And this might be weird to say this, and you might connect with it, or you might completely disagree with it. But I think it has something to do with women being more positive and optimistic than men. Like inherently, men are like more depressed, and I think that's what makes humor funny to some extent. And I think women don't have that nearly as much.
Yeah, we're more pessimistic
than men, way more. You know. So I don't know. That's my only explanation for it, because I don't know why. Because I like, I give people the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? I used to go watch imitators and shit. Like on top of stand up, I used to go watch imitators like Sam Little, Frank Caliendo. Who kind of adds a little.
And what about,
they all add stand up in. But
what about Common's wife, who's Tiffany Haddish? I think.
Haddish?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's again, stand up no, but as an actress sometimes she's got a few things here and there.
Oh, you think she's all right, or she's okay? Like
as far as like stand up, no. Sarah Silverman is the only girl that I know that I think is funny at stand up. I can't name, like I just said, like I don't think Joan Rivers is funny, and she's like the OG.
Yeah, what about Nikki Glaser?
Maybe. I think she's hot, but I don't think she's
really.
funny.
She looks like Steve Myers, bro. She looks like a female Steve Myers, dude.
No way. She does have a Dons on her.
I commented that shit, I think, on their YouTube video, and then she said that shit on live air, like on the show. She goes, yeah, I even kind of look like you. She went on his show and said that shit because she was promoting Fuckboy Island.
Yeah, she's. Wait, who does she look like? Who?
Nikki Glazer looks like the female Seth Meyers. They look like they're siblings at least.
I could see it. I could see it a little bit. Yeah, I could see that.
And you just
now
said
that
he's
now
hot,
that I'm looking
bro.
at a picture of her. I mean, she's not bad looking. I would say she's like the hotter sister of Ann Coulter.
You just say that if she didn't have blonde hair, you wouldn't say that right away.
No, dude, I'm not a blonde. I don't. I could give two shits about hair, bro. I don't care about hair at all. Literally. Unless it's like butch short and most girls can't pull it off. But I mean, even then I've seen hot girls with short hair. I just think she's all right. I mean, not a stand up. I think she's again, like I said, I think she's just good, she's all right looking. I don't know. I see what you're saying, but it's like I don't know. She still looks like a chick. It's not like she looks like a fucking like she had a sex change. She does have a little bit of a Gons though.
I'm just not gonna comment on this topic anymore. No comment.
But I've been most surprised the entire night because I know half the time you're fucking with me, half the time you're serious. But the entire night I'm surprised at two things you've said. Like really surprised. Only two things. One is that you don't have like your favorites, other than you just said all the black comedians, which is fine. Like that's good. That rightfully so, right? And
those are the ones I can
like,
clearly remember, like the jokes they say and I don't know. It's like there's never a dull moment. Oh yeah, and Dave Chappelle, of course. I forgot to mention him, but
the GOAT, dude.
I don't know.
GOAT.
Just it doesn't get better than like Chris Rock, bro. It's just the GOAT, bro. If he's not the GOAT after getting punched in the face, I don't know who is.
See, dude, I respect the fuck out of Chris Rock. I think he's one of the greats. Obviously, it's not even debatable. Like he's fucking amazing. But I saw him live, and all he did was like political humor, and then I guess the tour, like one or two things before that, all he did was talk about his divorce, and so like I think he gets stuck on these things like where all his material surrounds like one thing, and that to me has always been kind of a hit or miss. So when I saw him live, I actually was like, wow, I like wasn't vibing that, but
nah.
I've also seen like
you told me you thought he's racist in real life. That's a lie, dude. The one time I'm not certain if it was Chris Rock, could have been his doppelganger, but the one time I did meet him in real life was at a club. I need not mention what it was about, but it included a lot of like it was basically like a brothel, bro. That's pretty much like they call it a sex club, but that shit was a brothel, bro. I found this shit on the Time Out magazine like page and shit, and I went to like visit this place, and it was like a sex dungeon. And then I see this dude like looks just like Chris Rock, like walking up the stairs, and he's like smiling with the same cheesy grin he got. Cause like he just noticed that like it was so dark in the room that I accidentally grabbed a man's hand who I thought was a woman, bro. Dude, and I think he set me up because I was in the comedy scene a lot, right? Doing stand-up routines and shit. And I was just walking up the stairs and like, because I didn't expect there to be like, queers at that fucking place, dude. And he's just like, he's smiling at me with his cheesy grin. I'm like, why is this dude smiling? Like looking at me smiling. Like, what is he? What is he gay? Trying to like hit me up or something? Like, what the fuck? Like, this is so weird. And I didn't notice it was him until I noticed who the fuck grabbed my hand. And then I let go of his hand. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is happening here? And I walked out of there and I'm standing outside, like smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, nah, that was not Chris Rock. I'm like, was that Chris Rock just now? I'm like, that was hilarious. And I'm like cracking up and shit. And then by the time I go up on like back upstairs, like he's not there anymore. And I'm like, where the fuck? I'm like, what? I'm like, did I just get punked by Chris Rock at a fucking orgy like club? Like that shit was hilarious. Like, I didn't even get laid that night, dude, because I was so disturbed. And 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 I didn't want to seem like a bitch, so I didn't even ask for a refund because I'm like, yo, you didn't even do anything. I went up to the manager. I'm like, you didn't even kick the dude out. This dude is just like violating straight people over here by just
What's
trying to
your
grab their like. This dude
do you
tried to
use
grab
your
my
name for
dick, bro, and. And I almost started a fight. And he goes, well, if you're going to start violence in here, you better go. You can have your money back and you can go. And I'm like, no, it's cool. You know what? Like, I don't want to seem like a bitch. I was like, nah, it's cool. I could chill. So, because I had my bottle upstairs and I didn't want to fucking lose $30, like on top of the 100 I paid to go there. Because they were just going to like tell the bouncer, like, yo, take him out of there. Like, after he did that shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm the victim here.
What's
And I'm like, yo, this is what Dave Chappelle goes through, bro. What?
Yeah. Do you use
What?
OG for your stage name? You use your name for your stage name, or like what is
Nah,
that?
Russell Stoner is my stage name.
Russell Stoner.
Yeah. Because if I go up on stage saying, oh, I'm OG NASA, like people are going to be too intimidated by me as a rapper to like, if they already know me as a rapper, like I might get away with it. But if they don't and they just figured that out,
Yo, that's OG NASA.
yeah, they're going to be trembling in their seats, bro. They're going to be like, oh shit, he might take my head off with something he
About to
says.
spit some bars.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they're not going to laugh at anything I say. They're just going to be like shaking in their fucking seats like a bunch of bitches like, oh, I hope he doesn't ruin my reputation tonight. What?
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah. Yo, that's the only thing. It's kind of an advantage at the same time as it's not. Yo, like one dude actually who was a rapper went on stage when Shane Gillis was at Kill Tony, and even Shane Gillis felt a little bit like intimidated from him being like good at making rap. Like he spit some like
he killed it.
Yeah, he spit like 8 bars and killed it, and Shane Gillis couldn't even say anything funny towards it. He was just like, "Oh, you should be a rapper, bro. Why are you here?" I was like, "Oh, now that's hilarious," but nobody even laughed. They were like, "Oh yeah, he's right. You should be a rapper."
You like Shane Gillis?
Nah, not too much of a fan. I don't know. Something about his face makes me want to punch him. He just has that like punching bag face. Like you could just. Like you find like a good spot, you know in a punching bag when you find a good spot, you want to punch in there where you know like it won't swing away from you. Like he looks like he got like the middle of his face looks like that. Like you just if you knock him out, you'll feel great for punching him right in that area of his nose. Like he's I don't know. I'm kidding.
I know what you mean.
But he looks like he already got punched in the face, to be honest.
Dude, he was on, I don't know what show he was on, but he said he looked like the dude from a character from South Park, and he said his name, and I can't think of what
he does look like a South Park.
But and then they pulled it up. I think on the Mother show with what's his face? Can't think of his fucking name, but
yeah, I don't want Shane Gillis to cry home laughing like, "Oh, I'm not a funny comedian." If he hears this, so there are no hard feelings, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just I don't look similar to him. He's like the furthest thing from looking like someone I can relate to. He's like a ginger, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And he looks like autistic, to be honest.
He says that in one of his things.
I know, but he's not, right?
Like, cover up my mask. He's
not though, right? He doesn't have like Down syndrome or anything, right? He doesn't sound like he does if he does, and I don't, and I can't tell then, but he definitely looks like he does.
I'm gonna see who this character was.
I don't know. It's like the eyes are far. Is he Canadian? He's probably Canadian, right?
Shane Gillis?
Yeah.
He seems like somebody that grew up in the Midwest. I don't think he's Canadian. He's probably from like Indiana or somewhere.
Oh, yo, and Tom Segura is like
Tom Segura's show. That's who I was thinking of.
I feel like his prime already happened.
Mimsy, that's who it is. Mimsy from South Park.
No, because he's like, yo, Tom Segura's mentioned that he's worked with the CIA, dude. So like, people don't want to fuck with him. It's going back to what I said. Like, rappers, like a lot of people think of them as cops because of like Ice Cube and like LL Cool J and like Ice-T and shit. You know what I mean? Like they know like they think we're like the hip hop police or some shit. Like a lot of us are like pretending to be drug dealers and shit.
Yeah,
just to be cool.
There's a lot of things thrown around.
Like, yeah, there's a lot of that shit going on.
Conspiracy about the guy from Wu-Tang, ODB. Like, and how,
Well,
like, what
regardless
happened at
whether
the end
they
of
are or
his.
not, it's not like it matters because people don't hate cops as much. Like black people don't hate cops as much as people think. It's only like a select few of people. Like a lot of black people that I've spoken to that are old, like that are older than me, they actually appreciate the police in their neighborhood, bro.
Yeah, I
Like they
think
never
situational.
complain, dude.
It all depends.
They're glad they're
I
there.
think there's a lot of people the media lies about that shit, and there's a handful where obviously they don't like cops, and it's all situational. It depends.
Yeah,
It
it
depends.
depends. It all depends. Like that's the crazy part, but they don't mention that narrative enough. Isn't it? It's kind of wild because I'm
Yeah, the
out there.
media
Like
can
I go to
manipulate it.
neighborhoods like Crown Heights and shit to pick up weed or whatever. Like and I'll talk to some people there. Like on the way there, like on the train, we're going to the same neighborhood. It'll be like an old lady like smoking a cigarette in the train station. Like they'll have balls to smoke a cigarette in the train station. They don't give a fuck. You're not supposed to. But you'll never find like a white person doing that shit. But when I do that, people look at me like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he's doing that." When they see a black person smoking a cigarette on the train or something, they don't even blink twice. Like they're like, "Oh, okay." Like I expect that. Like all right. But when they see me though, that one's like, "Oh my god!" Like they'll give me like disgusting looks and shit. Like when I'll like sneak a cigarette on or like oh. Like not so much recently. Like people don't care because weed's been getting legalized everywhere. So
That's what you guys just chew, dude. You chew, you never have an issue.
yeah, things have been becoming a lot more positive here, like in New York, since Eric Adams.
I know
became
New
mayor.
York's like it's a totally different environment. Like I know New York was crazy for a while there. I can only imagine everything I heard from Spider, like everything he was saying and shit was crazy.
I mean, they say gun violence is still up, but it's only in certain remote areas, so it's nothing to be concerned about unless you actually live there, which I guess you are. But other than that, like, I mean, they also say like shoplifting's up everywhere across the country.
Yeah, I could see that. That's why places are locking their fucking like Walgreens and shit are locking their shit, and they need people with keys and shit. Like it's fucking retarded.
We're becoming a nation controlled by real estate developers because a lot of the people that live in cities want to move out of cities, but they can't afford to move out of the city, and they can't even afford to stay in the city to begin with because it costs like money to get your own plot of land if you want to move away from neighbors that are annoying you and shit.
They just got to just buy Sprinter vans and just move around until they find a place.
Dude, I had a better time sleeping in my van, waking up in a different neighborhood every day when I was doing that for like 2 months straight than like
I think it'd be fun. If you
than
had like
trying
a
to sleep
good
at home.
setup,
Like,
I think it'd be fun.
yeah, it was more
I got
fun.
nothing
Like,
against it.
I could totally see myself just driving in a car across the country and just like not even staying in motels, just like sleeping in the car and waking up the next day, taking a shower at like a lake or a YMCA in the neighborhood.
Yeah, there's
And then,
definitely ways to get by. I mean,
yeah, until you can afford like an RV. Like, I'd rather live in an RV than a freaking apartment in New York, to be honest.
yeah, dude. I
You can move
mean,
around anywhere. It's a moving house.
Pretty much. I'm with that, man. I've been kind of becoming more minimalistic. The more times I've moved, the more times I realize like I don't use half the shit I have. I fucking continuously downsize. Last time I moved, I ended up having to throw half my shit away anyways because I couldn't fucking fit it in the fucking 6x12 that was the biggest fucking thing that U-Haul offers. So I was just like, well, fucking throw this shit away. And it was just like, it kind of feels refreshing now because like I don't use it. It just sits there. I put it up on one of those fucking apps and nothing came of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I gave it its fair chance. But
what are you talking about exactly?
Like moving with shit all the time. No, just like furniture and all my shit. Like every time I've moved so many times in my life, like to new places, even if it's like just like down the road, it's like another apartment or this or that. Like when I was living in Green Bay, I lived in like 4 or 5 different spots and I was up there for like a decade. So it's like almost every 2 years. And it's just like as I'm moving, the more I move, the more I realize like downsize, and kind of just what you're saying. Like living in like an RV or a van or kind of pigeonholing yourself into that spot is actually not a bad thing because you realize you don't need all like a ton of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't need a ton of shit. Like I had so much shit that over the
There are
years I've
plenty of people
gotten rid
that
of. Or
like
I've donated.
that are even I don't know how old you are, but younger than me, even that are like in their 20s that are just traveling the world with just a backpack all day. They just make money online on. See, somehow figured it out with Shopify or whatever the hell they did with their website
You
that
could
they
do that
built.
with Amazon, bro.
Huh?
You could do that with Amazon. Amazon fucking dude, like I just did it for like the fun of it and I just jumped on it and learned it and it's super easy to learn and you go into these stores and you just fucking scan shit and it's like you could find like fucking sick deals and if you consolidate shit and you know how to pack and ship and you get a process down, like it's easy to make money because they do everything for you. It's just a matter of like you have to really like find niches and shit and then bulk buy. But I mean that's
That's
not
$1
that
million
hard. I mean,
question,
so it's,
my friend. Yo, what do you call it? They don't have Shark Tank for no reason, yo. You know what I mean? Those guys are looking for people that have already like tried every single which way method to build their company, and they're just buying a stake in it. That's all they're doing, because it's way easier to just like have everybody else do all the work and just put your money towards their project. That's why they're billionaires, and the people on their show aren't. When you think about it, when it all comes down to
facts. Well, I mean, dude, that's investing though.
the fact
Like,
of the
that's what
reality is,
anytime you're investing, that's the exact same thing. You know, you're buying a percentage of a company, you're putting your money
yeah.
towards it to
Imagine
grow.
if Tim O'Leary had to like sit there in his fucking room all day trying to come up with a product. He'd shoot himself, dude. He couldn't, like, you know what I mean?
He
Like,
would come up with 1,000 shit products. That's what
yeah,
he'd do.
exactly.
He's better at investing.
And maybe, and he would get so frustrated that maybe like 2 of them worked. Like, it's so much easier to just start a show with people who already done all that, like where they've you know, they already know how much projection in profits they'll make. They know how much they'll spend and they'll in inventory, all that shit. You know, all the projections are there already. It's almost like would you rather invest
They
in?
also get some fucking busts though, and they also miss on some good ones, like the wine guy that's end up making tens of millions of dollars, and they fucking said that his idea was worthless, basically. And
Yeah, but that
like,
doesn't stop them from going back over to them and being like, well, hey, we kicked you off the show, but since you're making a lot more money now, how about we give you this much more? And then they probably partner up with them again because they give them an offer they can't refuse. Who knows?
Well,
you know?
that guy's not.
It's like just because the show doesn't mean it's all certain to how it's done on the show for it to be done the way they do it
for sure
off the air.
I agree with that.
Like
those guys are good with money though.
for
Like, in terms of like if
investing.
they're trying to produce something or make something, I don't think they could. Like they're very good with like investing in other people, and like that's the thing. If
like
they try to
private
create their own
deals.
products, usually they suck.
Or better yet, they'll be like, oh, hey, how about this? Like, I'll invest in your company only if you sign this NDA that says, like, on the show, I'll tell you I'll give you 10 million, but in reality, you're only going to get 1. And I'm going to have to own like 30% instead of 25. Like, I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to have to own 30% instead of 3%. Like, I'm going to tell you on air when we start filming. Like, they'll do shit like that, bro.
I don't think that happens, because I watch a lot.
Of course, it happens, dude. Any inch they can take profit from the business owner is a net positive for them. Why wouldn't they try to do that and negotiate? And they would expect you to, if you don't expect them to do that, then they think you're an idiot. If you don't catch on to it quick, and then they can swindle you, grift you.
A lot of what happens on the show though, like that's what they end up going with. I mean, I will admit, like what you're saying is very true for those house shows, and using shit products, and then not even having the furniture they show on the show in the house when the people move in. Like that's valid for that. But on terms of Shark Tank and shit, almost all the deals that they talk about openly on the show are the deals that end up going through. I don't know of any, unless it's like a cancel deal or something that they don't agree on, like after the fact, and it just falls through, but not because of like a change in, that's the whole point. They're negotiating on the show. That's why they're doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I've been a production assistant on like various sets. Like I've even been an assistant on like the live talk show type shit. I forgot which one it was, but they even tell you when to like applaud, when not to applaud. Like it's so fake. Even though
I mean, I could see O'Leary doing that though. Out of all those, I could see O'Leary doing that.
Like even though like people like Stephen Colbert are funny, like they'll still have a sign that says "applaud now." It's like, I don't know. Why do they have to tell people when to applaud or when to laugh?
Letterman doesn't have that. David Letterman doesn't have that. Like if you bomb on David Letterman, like you bomb. If you make it, you make it. Like he doesn't have any of that shit.
I mean, imagine if you just hear crickets and nobody laughs at a joke that's like they just say on like air for a late night show.
Oh,
it would be so awkward.
There's shit on there that's like that. Seriously, there's comedians that went on there and bombed and nobody laughed on his show specifically.
Yo, somebody should have a sound button that like just plays the cricket sound just to make it less awkward. You know, like on what is it? James Corden's show, especially. Like he has that like soundboard.
I actually never watched his. The only stuff I watch is when he does those rap battles.
Rap battles.
I've never actually seen his show. I've only seen his rap battles.
You don't watch late night shows at all?
No, I watch Craig Ferguson. I watched Conan, and I watch David Letterman. Outside of that, no, I don't watch any of the other ones. I don't watch Kimmel. I don't watch Fallon.
Conan does podcasting now instead. When he got kicked off the air.
Corbin's rap battles are hysterical, so I do watch those. But that's pretty much it. And his riding in cars with people, like I do watch that a little bit, but that's kind of gets boring quick. But I never really watched a show. I never seen a show, to be honest. Nothing against him. I just never seen it.
Yo, I'm about to call it a night for this episode because I need to take a piss, bro.
Yeah.
I think we got enough down for this episode. Yo, you can just like next time we have an episode, we could just we don't have to have like guests on all the time. Like there doesn't have to be a certain format as long as we put content out and it's like entertaining enough for people to listen to, I guess, and relate to if they.
Dude, I'm always game. Always.
All right, bro.
Do you want to send me a beat or something, or do you have anything on deck that you're working on that we might be able to jump on like after all this is done?
I haven't had in like a year or two at least. I don't know. Like I haven't made music in a while except for like beats. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. You asked me about beats, right?
Yeah. Anything.
I mean, there are a few that I made out of loops, but they're not my own. Like really, but you know, I could license it for free. Like, because they BandLab app, you can license any of the sounds you hear there for free if you make a beat. And what I'll do to change the beat around is I'll just like slower the BPM, like the beats per minute, or I'll change the chord. Oh wow! We're just saying we're gonna leave, and then Goliath signs on, or is that Eddie?
That's Eddie.
It's me, Goliath. I'm a dumb Jew.
Yeah, that's definitely Goliath. And I take that back. It's not. It can't be Eddie. That doesn't sound anything like Eddie. It sounds exactly like Goliath. OG, I just sent you my BandLab, by the way, so you have that.
Yo, also, if you want, just send me the links and I'll post it in like the section for the description. So just
Are you trying to cite Richard to Homeboy Entertainment?
No, this is for the Russell Stoner show. Before I start making pranks on people.
NASA.
What?
NASA. Is your label still active, Doug?
As active as your mother's mouth is on my cock.
Very active.
Yo, that's like, I know, I got to think of a better response than just like the generic your mother joke.
Yeah.
No, your mom jokes always work.
Not when you're my age, though. You got to think, you know, it's like by the time I'm 30, I should be thinking of something way more creative that at the drop of a what do they say? Cat at the drop of a cat. Why would you drop a cat? It just lands on all fours. You know,
so it always lands.
Right? That's all right.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
All right. Well, yeah, good catching up, man. I just sent you my tag in there so you could add me on there and I could
pause.
Yeah. And then follow up with the Kill Tony thing.
Eddie, I'm just gonna put you down as like one of the executive producers for the show. Just pretend to be.
Do I get? Okay. Sure. Why not?
It's Eddie's only EP ever in his life.
So that way we all seem cooler, like you're an actual person that's full of power and might to do something about keeping our show on the air with high ratings. It's all an illusion.
Eddie was the you can give him the title of the stationary cuck.
Yeah, so when it's successful, we could be like, from the executive producers of the Russell Stoner Show, it's Eddie Blakes and his fucking gay clique. For whatever.
You guys are the gay clique.
No, for whatever, because you like to hang around them fruits, right? Once in a while.
I'm hanging around you guys, ain't I?
Because you don't know how to stand up to your girlfriend, but that's a different story. It's all right. It's her friends, I'm sure.
That's her friends.
He's like, she's not gonna sleep with me later if I say something. I gotta shut up. That's what he.
Hey NASA, what's up with you and Phantom, Doug? Like you guys were cool for a minute, and then you're not. The fuck?
Phantom.
Yeah. Now you guys are talking shit to each other.
I thought that was Richard the entire time.
No, that was Phantom, dude.
Oh, come on. Don't insult me like that.
Dude, I don't remember. Yo, you all seem like the same white person to me. Honestly, bro.
Yeah, we all white people look alike.
You all sound like the same white guy. Because I barely see your face is on camera, dude.
How do you think I sound like Phantom, dude?
Oh, that's actually how Phantom sounds like? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Kind
of, maybe not. I don't know.
I'm not going to diss him behind his back. So I was going to say what a dumb name that is.
I would have said the same shit in front of his face.
Like, are you a fan of a rapper you like better than yourself? Is that what your name's Phantom?
He's a fan of Tom, bro.
And is it spelled with a PH because you're such a dick?
He's pH balanced.
Oh, okay. Other than the decentralized network Phantom, which is a poor one to use at that on the layer 2 for Ethereum.
I think that's the Phantom coin. It's like most Bitcoin.
I transferred like 10 grand, right? Don't make the same mistake I did. I transferred like 10 grand just once, dude. Like to try like over leverage it. And as I'm like trying to like move my funds, it loses $1,000 in value to some fucking random fees that weren't clearly stated at first. And I'm like, yo, this is such a fucking marketing lie that this shit is cheaper. Okay, you can't fucking change. I'm actually glad I mentioned this before I go, like with y'all, like because like people are just gonna lose more money to this shit, like without doing their research. But that like $1,000 is a lot. Like it was like around $800 something in like fees or something it took from me because like I over leveraged it for like 2 seconds, and it gave me the ability on Aave, the website. So, be careful, dude, because if people don't trust centralized networks, they're like, oh, not your keys, not your crypto, when in reality, the price is followed the same across all exchanges, whether it's decentralized or centralized.
Yeah, crypto's a scam.
It's like the price is the price for whatever it is you're purchasing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crypto's
people are like, oh, but somebody can hack you or trade against you or take your crypto. It's.
I mean, at the end of the day, dude, the U.S. government's not going to let crypto win. Like they're going to.
What do you mean? It's already on. It's already on all the firms' websites. People are investing in it with actual corporations that are, offering these cryptos.
Yeah. Just. Yeah. We'll leave
I go on all day about saying I need to go take a piss, so I'm just gonna.
We'll leave it
say
at that.
Peace. And
catching up,
send me your links and I'll post it and publish this and we'll get it streaming soon.
All right, right on.
Take care, bro. Night.
All right, later, bro.